All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shah, Bahashim, Rakakwadash. Double honor to the apostles and elders, the great millstone that taught us this truth and that rule well. Salutation and much love for you. I can push this truth and sincerity over the four corners of the earth and enduring afflictions to feed and edify the elect. All right, we're out here once again with another weekly edification. Let you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans know you are the chosen of Israel according to the scriptures. All right, this here place where we're in captivity yet is Babylon the Great. All right, we're still in captivity under our enemies, the Edomites. All right, and Salakia, for the voice and everything, I'm just getting over an illness and everything else like that. But hey, we still got this here work to do. All right, but nevertheless, going into this here scenario of where we are, man. A lot of our people are starting to not to say wake up completely, but they're starting to you see somebody that's sleeping, they're in a deep sleep. You got music bumping and everything else. Like, you've ever been in a scenario where somebody's asleep and something drastic happens and you're like, damn, they slept through all of that, man. Maybe you're in an earthquake or something, the whole house is shaking. All right, and then the other person is just constantly sleeping through the whole thing. All right, the music start blasting and everything, they still asleep. That's how Jake was beforehand, man. But now it's to the point to where you see somebody that's asleep that's about to start waking up. They start tossing and turning. You know what I'm saying? They start moving around, stretching and everything in the sleep. All right. It's lucky, but nevertheless, this is the point where we're coming to now. All right, where Jake is starting to slowly but surely come to a consciousness, man. All right, come to the point to where they start to ask certain questions about certain things. All right, and matter of fact, we'll go down that path a little bit. But I had somebody as I was setting up come up. Some people, they're thrown into a strange. They're like, what the hell are you doing? You know what I'm saying? Or what are you setting up for? What are you about to do and everything? You give them the rundown. Hey, we out here reading the Bible, going into these things. Sometimes people have questions about certain things, but speaking to this guy that was rolling by. All right, they start talking about certain things. It's an Edomite, first of all, but going into these things, it kind of stirred up the spirit to go into this here topic. All right, going into what? The Antichrist. All right, and I'll use that their term. All right, because this is what people refer to it as, man. All right, they talk about, oh, you think so and so is the Antichrist and this and that. They always thinking about one single individual person. All right, but they don't really understand that there's going to be a group of people, select like a whole group of people, man. All right, a nationality of people, more or less to say, man. All right, let's go a little further, because I had a conversation with somebody earlier this week about this. They're getting a little deeper into the truth, and then they're starting to walk over some of these stumbling blocks as far as race and everything else like that. It's like, look, now you're getting to that point to where we're gonna stop using these here terms. And you have to look at, there's certain bloodlines of people, man. All right, the scriptures speak about bloodlines of people. All right, when the question was asked, who are the sons of God? All right, and you have three classifications of people: the sons of God. All right, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, the Israelites. All right, because you see that term in the scriptures. Prior to when you read about Jacob. All right, which we know Jacob's name was changed to Israel, and his descendants will be what? The Israelites, right? But before that, you had people that, basically you could say that same lineage, all right, that same bloodline coming all the way down from Adam, all right, being named what? The sons of God, before they got the term the Israelites, right? But then you also have what? The sons of men, all right, these other nations, all right, how that, the scriptures talk about the Gentiles, everybody that's basically not an Israelite, in which, we can go deeper into the Gentiles, because there's a point in time where in the scriptures where Jake is actually being referred to as the Gentiles, and that's a stumbling block to people as well too. All right, but nevertheless, you get brainwashed like these folks, and you start acting, how Jake will say, oh, you acting white now. You know what I'm saying? It's not saying that you're a white person, but you just acting white, man. And that's how, it is with Jake as far as being acting like a Gentile, man, doing Gentile things, man. All right, we had our laws, statutes, commandments, our way of life, all right, our own customs and things, but like the scriptures say, we was going to discontinue from our heritage, man. All right, but nevertheless, going back to the actual natural-born Gentiles, these other nations, man. All right, the Hamites, the Moabites, the Ammonites, and so on and so forth, man. All right, those are the sons of men. All right, then you have the sons of the wicked. All right, the Edomites. All right, so when we go into this here Antichrist, all right, again using that their term, or anti-Hamashiach, all right, going into that their term, all right, people seem to think of it as being one single person. All right, and then they go, and a lot of times, we're going to speak on this a little bit as far as Barack Obama. All right, saying, we're not going to get into his lineage and where he come from and everything else like that, right? We'll just use layman terms, because again, we're talking to people on a surface level, so they just look at him as a so-called black man, right? But give me 1 second. But nevertheless, let's just say, for this example, all right, he is a so-called black man. People will say, oh well, because when we'll speak on it, this is being Edomite, the Edomites' power structure and system. They would like to throw in, oh, Barack Obama, he wasn't white, he was a so-called black man. He was this and he was that. But it's like, well, wait a minute, man. All right, this is who you have in charge of the situation. So I'll give you another example, right? Let's say you have a company. Let me think of a company where somebody's name is on there, right? Well, shit, Amazon, right? We all know about Amazon or Tesla, all right, or any of these companies, right? Twitter and everything else like that, right? Well, let's just talk about Twitter, Neuralink, fucking Tesla, Neuralink, all Elon Musk's shit, right? Now, granted, you go look at the board of these different companies, 9 times out of 10, you're not going to see Elon Musk at the top of these things. And he may have a position in some of these places, but, he's not necessarily running this shit from day to day like that, man. All right? He has people that's in charge of all these things, but yet and still he owns all of this, man. So you can have the top person on the top of the totem pole, at the very, very top, the top manager, general manager, and everything else like that, man. All right, the store manager and everything else. Or hell, let's just bring it down to a small level, man. You got a franchise, maybe McDonald's or something like that. You a franchise owner. You own this McDonald's and everything else like that. But guess what? You know what I'm saying? You may be the face of that their company, that business and everything else like that, but you can't change what a number one is, man. You go on McDonald's anywhere around the damn globe, that number one's still going to be what? I ain't been in McDonald's, but let's just say the Big Mac, right? You know what I'm saying? That's because there's the people that's actually on top running these things. So bringing that back to the Barack Obama situation, man. All right, yeah, he might be a franchise owner of the team or a franchise owner of this here McDonald's, but he don't own he can't really make no damn changes and nothing like that, man. Let's say that, again, use this as an example. Barack Obama owned a franchise, McDonald's, right? And he wanted to change the logo from the golden arches with the red in the back, you know what I'm saying, to a logo where it was like a B and an O, and it was black and gold, right? You know what I'm saying? You think he could do all of those things? Nah, because he don't own the McDonald's. He owns the franchise. So the same way you look at that, people all use that as a stumbling block. Hey, well, Barack Obama ran this and that. No, man. All right, he's still under Edomite control, Edomite supremacy, man. All right, so these Edomites as a whole, they run all of this, man. These are the scriptures say, Lord will get it as well. That, there are many antichrists, man. All right, so hey, this is one of the things that our people have to come to understand. All right, because our people are looking for one person. When you talk about this here topic, people are looking for one person to come. Hey, there's going to be one guy. He's going to come, speaking all smooth words. All right, he's going to have everybody liking him and loving him and everything else like that. But then he's secretly going to, take over everything, man. All right, he's going to be coming in. He's going to be all beautiful and all these things. And it's like people have this here ideology of one single individual person, but then stand back and take that same checklist and look at the Edomites as a whole, man. All right, if it wasn't for the men of the Lord, well, let's go back. If it wasn't for Yahweh and Yahushua, all right, opening up the minds of the men of the Lord to go on the highways and the byways and to explain and expose these things, man, you would still think of these damn Edomites as the saints of the planet Earth, man. All right, and over the last couple of weeks, I've been watching a lot of these different documentaries. There's one I just recently watched, man. I suggest you watch it, and I believe it's on HBO Max or something like that. But I mean, if you know, you know. All right. So if you got the Cinema app, you can look it up on Cinema, right? Just go get your free shit, man. Go look it up and you'll figure it out, man. All right, on the Fire Sticks and everything, you get the free TV. But anyway, it's a documentary called Not So Pretty. All right, and one of the brothers wound up putting something up, and I wound up seeing a picture and doing my due diligence and looking into these things, man. And when you watch, it's a four-part documentary. It's broken up into 4 different episodes, more or less to say, right? It's about maybe 2 hours long. I think that their first one's maybe 34 minutes, something like that. The next one is like 27 minutes. The next one is 20-something minutes. The last one is like 33 minutes. So let's just say 2 hours, right? But anyway, you go into this here documentary, and they show you about a lot of the different things that Esau wound up doing, man. All right, as far as going into putting this here stuff in the baby powder. All right, as far as putting this stuff into the makeup, as far as putting this here stuff into your hair care products, as far as putting this here stuff into your bathing products and all these different things, man. But you would see, it was a beautiful statement that they wound up making on that, was as far as they were saying that these companies that we feel like their mindset is this: they couldn't possibly be doing anything wicked because they openly advertise this stuff, man. All right, at the most vulnerable spot. Hey, I'm gonna get some stuff for my baby. Put it on TV and everything, baby powder, right? We're speaking about baby powder. These people are appalled at the fact that these people could be putting out baby powder that has, that leads to basically the cancer, long story short. But the fact of the matter that these people are so taken aback by the fact that these people was like, wait a minute, man. They advertising on TV, the FDA, and all this. We would think that they would be doing the right thing, all right. But on the outside, they look like a saint. You know, matter of fact, let me read that. Let me see if I can find this precept real quick. Call how long you have about Shemel shall open right up to it. 2 Corinthians 11 and 13. All right, 2 Corinthians 11 and 13. It says, for such are false apostles, deceitful workers, transforming themselves into the apostles of Hamashiach. So, deceitful workers, transforming themselves, man. All right, they put on this here cloak, man. They put on this here facade that they're so-called righteous, they're so-called holy, they're so-called all these different things, man. You know, but when you watch all these different things, let's just say this documentary alone, you know, there's other documentaries as well going into other things, right? You get this sense of, damn, this nigga's evil, this nigga's is wicked, right? On a large scale, man. You know, and it's not just the fact that they put this shit inside of stuff. Is when they was being called out about it, these niggas just changed the labeling and everything else. Like, they changed the test just so they can keep doing the same ass shit over and over and over again, man. All right, you know what I'm saying? Let's just say hypothetically, you know, they had an ingredient inside of their product, whatever, right? And inside this ingredient was, let's just say, a poison called, I don't know, I don't know, just fucking Coca-Cola, right? Well, just as an example, right? You know, they got this product, Coca-Cola, inside of your whatever, this other product, and this is poison, let's just say, right? And then they get caught about it. It's like, all right, well, we'll just change the name. All right, it's still Coca-Cola, still the same, all this, but we just changed the name. All right, or we've changed, not really the makeup of it. All right, but you know, all right. So for instance, right, I used to work at this here place a while back, you know, and then when it comes up time for the Passover, you'll notice that a lot of the labels and things like that will say kosher for Passover, right? Now, in the business that I was working in, there was a food and product and packaging and things like that. So, you know, it's a very huge company. You know, looking at when the time for the Passover come around, they would put the labels on the things that says kosher for Passover. Now, did they actually change any of the ingredients or what they was doing to this here product, this food product? No, they just gave us a different label to put on top of it, man. So, again, they do the false label and they show you how, oh, we can just hide under the term fragrance, you know, for like the perfumes and things like that. But, you know, fragrance isn't necessarily what you think it is, man. They could be giving you poison and just call it fragrance, man. So, going into all these different things, like I said, hey, man, they put this here, this cloak of righteousness, pull it over your eyes, man. All right, but then in reality, it's like, yo, man, they'll have you think that, you know, Jake is the most wicked people out here. They would have you think that, you know, oh, Jake is all violent, Jake is doing this, Jake is doing that, and Jake is nothing but gangbangers killing his own neighborhood and everything. It's like, wait a minute. Jake, like, you know, your normal Jakes, they not really doing as much damage, all right, as these people. You know, oh, Jake just sold drugs in their whole neighborhoods. They made them all crack babies. That's just in the hoods and everything. What about the goddamn baby powder that the majority of us been growing up and being powdered up in and everything else like that? And then they talk about that. It's like, you know, for the women, not only does it affect the woman herself, right? Let's say you got a little girl, right, and you powdering her up. Not only is she affected, all right, but she has her ovaries inside of her, right, for the next generation already. As a little girl, let's say a little girl 4 years old, 3 years old, she's got her ovaries for the next generation already inside of her. So not only is she tainted, the next generation is tainted, and possibly the generation after that is tainted, man. So, you know, in comparison, who's really the damn devil, man? All right, but again, you know, Jake, you gonna see Jake, you go to California and shit, you see some niggas in red, blue rags. You know these niggas is gangbangers, right? They wear it on their sleeve, nigga. We gonna ride on you niggas, right? But then when you look at Esau, right, this damn devil, right, the so-called Antichrist system that these people are looking for, hey, he's walking around with a goddamn suit on, man. All right, with you know, how they call it, basically has not to say a high status, but, you know, they have all these, not acronyms, but accolades, right, that pretty much make him stand out. Oh, he's this, he's that, he's these different things. But in reality, man, these niggas is evil fucking genius, man. All right. But nevertheless, let's go back to that as far as transforming themselves, because like I said, man, you can look at Jake and see what Jake is about, man. You know that Jake is he ain't fucking with you from a mile away, man. Jake will be coming from down the block, you know, oh, we don't fuck with these niggas, we don't fuck with them niggas. Hey, what's your boy name was King Von and them. You knew exactly who his ops was. I don't know if they was from 63rd or 64th, but they was always telling you, hey, we don't fuck with them niggas over there, right? It was all open who they didn't fuck with, right? But Esau, you know, with Esau, he does these things. Let me read this precept and we'll come back to that one. All right, this is in Daniel. (8:25). It says, and through his policy also, He shall cause craft to prosper in his hand, and he shall magnify himself in heart, and by peace shall destroy many, and shall stand up against the prince of princes, and shall be broken without hands. So with peace he shall destroy many, man. All right, so he's telling you, hey, look, we got this here baby powder, which is going to be safe for your children. You know what I'm saying? Eat our fruits and our vegetables. This is stuff, the FDA. We got an organization like the FDA to tell you if the food is safe or if the food is not safe, man. All right, but if you know anybody that has a small business that's dealing with food and stuff, like when it's time to go get your labeling and stuff done to put your product out, you know, they only tell you got to like only list like 1 or 2 ingredients. The rest of the shit you can hide under a different name. All right, and you wouldn't know what the hell is in there, man. All right, so literally you can put a arsenic, let's just say, in some cologne, deodorant, or whatever, right? Some poison, right? But all you have to do is label it as a fragrance, and boom, there you go. You don't have to label it as arsenic. You can just label it whatever the hell you want to label it at, man. All right, these are the rules that this man has set up, man. All right, he's cloaked himself into, you know, the holder of righteousness. So we got all these safeguards in place. So these things, we got what they call checks and balances, man. You look at Esau and his system, he always got a so-called checks and balances so that this hand don't exalt itself above this hand too high, and they don't do too much and everything else like that. But in reality, man, all these people are just crooks and criminals, man. All right, you know, these people really don't have the best intention for you, man. You go to a goddamn car dealership or get a loan for a house or anything big like that, man. You go talk to the financial guy that's in there to make sure you don't make a fucked up financial decision. But what are they doing? They're preying in on you to make a fucked up ass decision, man. All right, you know, this is how this shit works, man. All right, but hey, you know, people are looking at Esau as if he's the saint of the world, man. You know, most people, you have a small business as a Jake. Most people don't want to do business with you, man. Oh man, this nigga gonna be stealing from us. This nigga gonna be doing this. This nigga gonna be doing that. Or he gonna cut corners. He gonna be lazy about these things, man. But then all of a sudden, you look at the things that Esau's doing on a large scale, man. That's actually him that's doing these things, man. All right, you look at, again, going back into mom and pop's little things, right? You start creating something. Let's say it's a recipe for some cake or whatever, right? Salakia. You make a cake or something like that, right? And you want to sell it inside of a store. Let's say, Patty's Pies, right? You know, she got her pies that she done made up and everything, got her ingredients made, everything all good. But you go give it to Esau to distribute it, and guess what? Oh, we got to change this ingredient, that ingredient, this ingredient, that ingredient. He didn't change the shit all the way up until now. It's like something completely different, man. All right, now it's unsafe for you. Now it's unhealthy for you, man. All because he's trying to make it so-called better for you. All right, it's actually making it 1,000 times worse for you, man. All right? But, hey, this is how Esau has, again, through peace, destroying many, all right, and then also transforming himself into an angel of light. This is what Esau does, man. Like I said, most people will look at this guy, you know, you have to think about the concept of that quote-unquote antichrist, man. Everybody understands that this person is going to be like a very wicked person, but you're not going to look at him as a wicked person. You're going to look at him as somebody so-called righteous, man. As the things that he's doing, oh, I'd rather do business with them because at least I know that they got this and they got that that's going on, man. And if anybody knows about, you know, working in certain businesses and things like that, and then you go get your own business and it's mirrored to one of these bigger corporations or whatever, you be like, look, bro, y'all don't trust us because we don't have this big name and everything else like that they got. But really, they're bringing in so much more money. They're bringing in so much more money that the fact of, so for instance, I'll give you an example. Walmart versus some little guy that's on the side of the road peddling his little products, right? You know, he got his own little product that he's selling and everything else like that. But you would trust Walmart before you trust the guy that's on the side of the road, man. All right, but then the guy on the side of the road, this may be how he do his business. I got to provide a quality product because if I don't, people are going to find out that it's a shitty product. They're going to stop buying from me, and then I'll be out of business, right? Walmart, on the other hand, is like, we don't give a fuck about a shitty product, man. People trust us because we're Walmart, man. All right, they know that you're going to get a good product from us because we Walmart. All right, and then this is the ideology of these things. So some people's like, you know what? Or a mechanic, the local mechanic that's in the neighborhood, you know, the dude who got that cigarette hanging off the side of his goddamn lip. Oh, Cecil. You know, most people would rather take their damn car to the local Take 5 or Oil Masters or the car dealership to go get your shit done. All right, then go to Mr. Cecil down the block. You know what I'm saying? That's got all them cars in the backyard fixing everybody cars in the neighborhood. Oh, well, fuck Cecil down there. He don't know what the hell he doing. Let's take our car over here to the spot, man. All right, and then come to find out, it's like, yo, the people at the car dealership, they may not know what's going on, or they may be doing a shitty job, man. All right, you know, if you really know about those businesses and stuff like that, you know, it's like, look, man, you know, I work in this business. I know what the hell we be out here doing. We don't really give a damn about these types of things and everything else like that, man. All right, just because hey, we don't feel like working on your car. I remember one time going to a spot. I was trying to get a quick oil change. And I went to a spot, and I went over there. It was like, look, man, your boat at the bottom is stripped out. You got to take it somewhere else, right? Coming to find out, they just want to go. They don't want to do the oil change because they just busy on the cell phone doing whatever. So they just quick to tell you those things. But then, like I said, you go to somebody in the neighborhood. I mean, you can change your own oil, but I'm saying you don't want to trust. Most people wouldn't want to trust old Cecil down the block, all right? But they'll go take their shit to the 5-minute oil change, man. Not realizing that these is Edomites up here, man. All right, now if this was a so-called Jake shop doing these things, you know what I'm saying? All of a sudden, hey, another prime example, buying tires, man. We all know about how you have these Northern Kingdom Jakes, all right, they be having these goddamn tire shops and everything else like that. Hey, you always get a better deal from them than going to the fucking Tire Kingdom, man. All right, Tire Kingdom sell you some old bullshit and have you all fucked up, man. All right, but hey, this is what we have to learn how to stop putting our trust into these people, man. Just because they appear to be so-called righteous, man. All right, now this goes from the very bottom of the bottom to the top of the tops, man, with everything. Let's go back to that in 2 Corinthians. All right, 2 Corinthians 11 and 13. It says, for such are false apostles, deceitful workers, transforming themselves into the apostles of Hamashiach. Matter of fact, I want to look that up real quick. Give me a second. All right. Let me look up. So looking up that word for transforming themselves, right? Going into transforming themselves, right? This is the definition for it. It says to change the figure of, to transform. All right. It says a derivative of. Well, we'll get into that. It says to transfigure or to disguise, figuratively, to transform, to transfer oneself. So let's go into this word here. Damn it, man. Slack, give me 1 second. Let me go back. All right, so see, and this here word goes into what? Modified, less close. So basically going into the same thing. Hey, that word there, meta. That's crazy because we'll get into that a little further. But let me leave that back up on the screen. Now I'll go back into this a little later. But nevertheless, the point there I wanted to grab was the fact of transforming themselves, man, disguising themselves, man. Like I said, you think about certain things with Esau, man. Hey, you'd rather eat at that, hey, look at some of the Northern Kingdom restaurants and things like that, man. They got like the so-called Mexicans, Issachar. They got the little taco trucks. They be on the side of the road. Some folks that be acting all bougie, they don't want to go stop over there. I don't know if they're FDA approved and all this and that. Hey, but you go in some of these big name restaurants and everything, hey, you see this all the damn time, man. You go into some of the kitchens of these big name restaurants and everything else like that. They got all green bacteria all in the soda machine. All right, roaches all in the back. They don't ever clean behind these things and everything else like that. But a lot of the times, Jake know, like, look, bro, the white man don't even like us already. So we got to go above and beyond and make sure our shit's straight just so we can feed our family. But hey, Jake, not just Jake, but everybody will look at Issachar. Nah, we don't want to go over there and eat, baby. We gonna get sick over there eating with them people versus going to the so-called restaurant. You know what I'm saying? But hey, man, you go to one of these restaurants, Applebee's or something like that, man. You about to get some old fake food. All right, not the cleanest. All right, because why? They know they don't have to, live up to a certain expectation because they have that name that's behind them, man. All right, they have these things that's going on to them, man. All right, but yet and still, like I said, man, these people have this here mask on as if they're the saints of the world, man. Continuing on, it says, 2 Corinthians 11 and 13, for such are false apostles, deceitful workers, transforming themselves into the apostles of Hamashiach. And no marvel, for Satan himself is transformed into an angel of light. So Satan himself is transformed into an angel of light. And this is one of the things that most people don't understand and they don't get. You know, first of all, our people like to think about Satan, the devil, and everybody else. Now, granted, there is a spiritual demon, Satan, right? You know, as an angel and everything else like that. But on the earth, having his physical counterpart is being what? The Edomites, man. All right, but yet and still, our people will look at, you know, it's looking, oh, it's a spiritual demon, Satan, and everything. But all the attributes, all the traits that homeboy has that you know about, guess what? They're embodied in these damn Edomites, man. And not only that, when you look at him, you don't think of this nigga as the goddamn evil one, man. But this is exactly who he is, man. All right, this is exactly the things that he will be doing. Like I said, the difference between Jake and Esau is the fact that, you know, you gonna know if Jake is not fucking with you like that, man. All right, you know, Jake is going to be sizing you up, looking you up and down, selling you out from down the block. But Esau, you know, Esau's like, look, with the housing crisis, hey, we're going to give y'all these subprime mortgages because we know we finna fuck y'all all over, man. All right, look at what they're doing with the banking system and everything. We about to take y'all money up out of the bank and everything. But see, you would think, all right, oh, no, we don't trust them niggas with our money and everything. We going to trust Esau with our money, put it in the banks. He can't do this, he can't do that. Hey, this is where people, they can't do this, they can't do that. These companies can't do that. Hey, you know, this is the one thing I have to always remind people of is like, I can't believe they did this and did that. I'm like, the problem is you're forgetting who you're dealing with, man. All right, you know, the scriptures say, let me go ahead and grab that real quick. This is, I was trying to turn right to the page. Hey, Sirach chapter 10 or 12, verse 10. It says, never trust thy enemy. For like iron rusted, so is his wickedness. All right, so hey, you know, we have to understand this is like never trusting your enemy. But see, in our mindsets, you know, Jake is more readily able to, wanting to trust in Edomites than they are of Jake, man. All right, they always got that. Nah, I don't know about him. I don't know if I can trust him. I don't know if I can trust them. All right, you know, you be worried about, you know, Jake walking up and the doors start locking and everything. Hey, I was watching the special on Bernie Madoff, right? You know what I'm saying? They're like, yo, this is an old ass nigga. Wear a suit every damn day. Is on Wall Street. They called him like a Wall Street god. You know, if they called what's your boy name? Leonardo DiCaprio played the guy. I forgot what his name is though. But the Wolf of Wall Street. If he was the Wolf of Wall Street, you know what I'm saying? That made, you know, him look like a little pup comparably to Bernie Madoff, man. All right, but yet and still they kept trusting this man, even though that he kept being investigated. All right, even though he kept being found out about, but yet and still, hey, he had connections with people that was already in there, man. All right, in higher positions, so that he didn't really get called out, man. But yet and still, guess what? People was putting their retirement funds into this guy's hands, all right, because they said, oh, he can't lose, he can't do this, he can't do that. You know, everything he touched turned to gold, man. He an Edomite, basically, man. We trust him, but you wouldn't put your trust into Jake. Jake be like, hey, man, I got a little business deal, bro. Hey, you know what I'm saying? Put a little bit of money into my idea, and we gonna take off, man. Man, Jake be looking at Jake like, bro, we straight. We ain't finna lose all our money with you. Now, granted, a lot of the times Jake do be doing some fuck shit, but hey, you gonna kind of know. If you got the spirit of discernment on you, you'll be already able to know, man. Jake don't ever really have shit popping for him. Jake always got an excuse about this and about that, so I wouldn't trust that type of Jake, man. But then you see some Jakes that's always doing a little something, you know what I'm saying? Like, all right, you know what, I'll put my money into Jake, you know, and invest into him. But the majority of our people, they don't, and then they're more acceptable to let me go put all my life savings, all right, my retirement and everything into Edomites' hands, man. Bernie Madoff, and guess what? You crashed the whole goddamn economy in America, man. All right, you know, Jake might just fuck you over for $25, $2,500, some shit like that, $100. Man, that nigga owe me $50. Hey, but look, you got these Edomites that's taking every damn thing from you, man. All right, so hey, these are the people that are transformed into you know, angels of light, man. These are the people that is transformed into you know, righteous workers, man, instead of the workers of iniquity, man. All right, but yet and still, you know, these are the people that everybody holds up in high regard as far as doing something, how do I put it, doing something so-called righteous, man. All right, yet and still, you look at Jake, you always look at Jake as the problem, man. All right, but yet and still, when you take a step back and you look at, let me get my little headset back real. When you take a look at what Esau is really out here doing, man. All right, when you have that veil taken off of your eyes and everything else like that, then you really understand who you're really dealing with out here, man. All right, then you know, that's one of the things that coming into the truth, that it opens up your eyes to all these different things, man. You know, I was like that, you know, in the beginning as far as dealing with these Edomites. You know what I'm saying? It was like, yo, I never really thought of these Edomites as being all wicked and everything else like that, man. All right, give me 1 second. I mean, you'll think of Jake, you know, certain Jakes like you'll look at certain Jakes. Let's just say let me think of a Jake, you know, all tatted up, gold mouth and everything else like that, big and swole as a big ass threat. All right, this is the issue. This is the problem. We gotta watch him. This nigga come around. You gotta watch. Hey, keep your eye on him. You know, hey, all you Jakes know what it's like when you go into a high dollar store or something like that, an expensive store, and they look at you. Oh, this nigga might be coming in here to rob and to steal. He ain't got enough money for all this here stuff and everything. And they're projecting these things on you. All right, but yet and still, you see a nigga like, I don't even know if I want to say this nigga's name, but William Gates. We'll just use that, right? You know who William Gates is, a nigga with Microsoft and shit like that, right? They'll look at a nigga like that and just, oh, he's not a threat. This nigga ain't really doing shit. Hey, man, this nigga got more bodies than any nigga I know of in the hood, like from all the history. You know, all these big killers and drug dealers and, you know, El Chapo's type niggas, you know what I'm saying? You know, they talk about the cartels and killing up all these people and everything, and how violent the cartel is. But guess what? Niggas like William Gates got more bodies than him, man. All right, Dr. Frankenstein got more bodies than him, man. All right, you know, hell, any of these damn people, man. All right, all these people that you see of is an old little Carl Schwab, you know what I'm saying? Charles Schwab or whatever his name is, right? These niggas got way more bodies, all right, than Jake do in the hood, man. They didn't cause way much more havoc than Jake in the hood. You know, big swole, Jake tatted all up, tats all, teardrops all in their face. Hey, William Gates ain't got no goddamn tattoos in his face, man. This nigga always got a goddamn turtleneck sweater on, or what Mr. This nigga look like Mr. Rogers and shit on a daily basis. But guess what? This nigga got bodies on bodies on bodies on bodies, man. All right, this nigga got more bodies, like I said, than El Chapo, man. All right, but yet and still they be like, oh, well, look, El Chapo is selling all these drugs in the cartel and killing off all these people and everything. Well, what about, you know, Esau spraying chemtrails on you, man? All right, what about Esau putting GMO food or fluoride in the water, man, in the toothpaste, man? What about him putting talc inside of your goddamn baby powder, man? Asbestos and shit like that, man. All right, what about him putting all this processed food how do I say, it's a condition for, you know, cancer to grow in, put it that way, you know what I'm saying? What about all these different things that Esau's out here doing, man? You know, William G, right? This nigga's over here with the tequila shot, man. This nigga's like, you know what, if we do a good job with these tequila shots, man, hey, you know what I'm saying? We ain't gonna run out of alcohol because ain't nobody gonna be alive left to drink up the alcohol. So we ain't gotta worry about this is how these niggas think, man. They be like, look, and I'm using this as your example because I was saying the word tequila shot, but it's like, yo, man, hey, we got a problem at the bar, man. We be running out of alcohol. These niggas come in and buy up all the alcohol and everything. So instead of going to go buy more alcohol, what these niggas do? Well, if we get rid of half these damn people in here, we ain't gonna ever run out of alcohol. So like in the same way, hey, look, man, it's you know, they want to kill off a lot of the livestock, killing off a lot of the farming and everything else like that, man. All right, but what does Esau wind up doing? Hey, man, you know what? We got to get what they call it, the carbon emissions down to zero. All right, we got to get rid of these people, man. In order for it to be a safe place, no more crime, no more violence, no more poverty, no more illnesses, no more any of these things. Guess what? If there was no more people on earth, we wouldn't have any of these problems. You see, this is their way of solving the problem, but in reality, Esau, you the goddamn cancer to the earth, man. You're the one that you know, like the scripture say, transformed himself into an angel of light. But you're really the goddamn devil, man. Taking peace from the earth, man. All right, through your policy, causing your craft to prosper, man. All this here wickedness is going through with what? Your signing of your legislation and everything else like that. You know, they got the eminent domain, right? Take over all your shit, all right, for their purposes. Just take all your resources, man. And they say, oh, this is to help you out, to help save you, all right? But they don't want to create the conditions for all these things, man. But yet and still, our people look up to them as if they're a saint. Let's go back. 2 Corinthians chapter 11 and 13. It says, for such are false apostles, deceitful workers, transforming themselves into the apostles of Hamashiach. And no marvel, for Satan himself is transformed into an angel of light. Therefore, I don't want this to blow over my camera. It says, therefore it is no great thing if his ministers also be transformed as the ministers of righteousness, whose end shall be according to their work. So, hey, you know, I was speaking to somebody today, and they was and speaking on Tavistock Institute. All right, if you know about the Tavistock Institute, and how they have their hands in everything. Any of them, really. We can talk about the Bilderbergs, any of these fuckers, man. All right. What I wound up saying to them, because they was trying to put somebody else onto these things, and I was like, but see, you know, showing them a deeper thing about it, because you just look at it as an evil group. But it's like, look, this is the wicked priesthood on the left-hand side, man. All right, you know, you have the men of the Lord and the priests, right, that be going out and be praying to the Lord, putting up prayers and supplications, going out making their bodies living sacrifices to bring in a righteous rulership, to raise the vibration on the earth. All right, Esau does the same thing, but on the left-hand side, man. He got these what you call think tanks, man. All right, you got to understand about these think tanks, man. All right, these niggas is nothing more than the left-hand side of, how you call it, ministers, but, what do you call them, these are the left-hand side, you know, priests and things like that, man. The left-hand side priesthood, more or less to say, man. All right, just like in the olden days, they would go around, be praying and everything else like that, putting their witchcraft out, man. This is what these think tanks do, man. All right, and you think about the organizations that you think run the U.S. and run the world. Hey, you know, like the things that's going on with the WEF and all these things, like right about now, man, it's like, hey, you think that this president is running the U.S., but hey, they have a group that's way above them. All right, hey, hell, fuck the damn president. You got people that's in the CFR, the Council on Foreign Relations, all right, and trilateral commissions that have their positions way longer than the president have their terms. And guess what? They advise the president on what to do and how to move, man. All right, so they're the ones telling him how to move. Like, but bruh, I'm supposed to be the top of the top. And you got people directing and telling me what to damn do. And they're in office a lot longer than me. So this is all a facade about these different things, man. People are caught up on the left, what do they call it? Left wing, right wing paradigm, not realizing it's the same bird, man, being controlled by the same damn thing, man. All right, you're watching a puppet show, and you think this puppet is the good one, and this puppet is the bad one, and everything, not realizing this one puppet master controlling both sides, man. All right, giving you the illusion of the things that you see going on. So, hey, our people are, ooh. So our people are pretty much lost in the lost in the sauce, man. They're caught up into the illusion, all right, that Esau has put out for them, man. All right, but yet and still, hey, like I said, man, this is the person. Matter of fact, let me read this here precept, man. So let me grab this other precept as well too before I grab that. We're gonna come back to Revelation. Let me go grab this real quick. This is Job chapter 9, verse 24. It says, "And the earth." Job 9:24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. All right, that's the point there. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked, right? Let me just finish it off. It says, "He covered the face of the judges thereof, if not where, who is he?" But the point is, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. Now, if the earth was given into the hand of the wicked, how do you think he would be running it, man? How do you think he would be controlling it, man? How do you think that he would have things set up, man? All right. Now, if you understand about the word nepotism, right, in a business or a company and everything, you may be at this here business, you may be the most qualified person for the new position that's up, you know, that's coming up and everything else like that, man. You may have the most experience and all these different things, and you next in line for all these things, but guess what? That position is being given to the top boss's nephew, his son, or something like that. This nigga ain't never worked in a company a day in his life, but because that's his man's in them, he gonna have his man's take that position, man. Nepotism, man. So if that happens at your job, how much more in this here rulership, man? So you think Esau's gonna get in control and not have people that's like him and think like him? Hey, you go back to now. This is just my speculation, all right, on some of the information that I was able to get. I didn't really look too far into it, but you know, I believe that the two presidents that was assassinated, both was assassinated for the fact of the matter they went off course from what the top, you know, the top was talking about, man. All right, now you have these people that's talking about like, let's say Trump is not a part of the establishment, Trump's this, Trump's that, or even Obama, man. Oh, he's coming to make change and everything. This is how he wound up running his campaign, is off of change, man. All right, but yet and still, you look into these people, it's like with Obama, man. They made him walk down the same street that JFK was shot on, man. All right, letting him know, hey, if you go off topic, man, this is what's gonna happen to you, man. All right, so hey, you have these things that's how do I put it? You have these things that's you know, they not to say boundaries, but you have like a mold that they want to keep you in, man. And if you go out, if you deviate from that. You know, they pretty much, you know, give you the, you know, the top hat treatment, man. They rearrange all your whole front end and shit like that, man. So you have to look at, who's really in control, who's really in you know, in a place of power, man. So if the earth was given into the hand of the wicked, how do you think that, like we just read about, you know, no marvel for, you know, the devil is transforming himself into the angel of light. and so is his ministers that's up under him. So if he was given the earth, how do you think that his ministers would be running the earth around him, man? All right, changing up everything in the earth. Give me 1 second. But nevertheless, hey, how do you think he would be ruling the earth? How do you think that his ministers would be that's like him, man? All right, typically when you have somebody in a business or a company like that, man, you want everybody to be on the same accord, man. All right, just look at being in this here truth, man. You don't have any of these Israelite groups, right? Where somebody have, you know, like they said they're on one accord and under one group, under one banner, all right? But they teaching different things, man. All right, hey, we supposed to be teaching the same thing, man. We supposed to be on one accord, man. All right, but yet and still, you know, like the scriptures say, a house divided cannot stand. All right, so hey, if you have wicked people running a house, all right, and they want to go out and start exposing the wickedness, man. Well, you see what happens to these people, man. What happens to these whistleblowers that wind up blowing the whistle on what Esau is out here doing? All right, they get taken up out of this here place, man. So don't you think that all the people that's in a position of power in Esau's system, all right, don't you think that they all on the same accord as Esau, man, doing the same exact thing that he would be doing, man? All right, having the same ideology as they. You know, you would think about when you watch some of these documentaries on some of these groups and the things that they got going on, you would think, how come ain't nobody exposed them? How come they don't say nothing? How these people working with these people and they don't say anything? Like, bro, you think that they was gonna? First of all, you gotta. It's a long step process, man. All right, you go back to like these people that grow up and they go to college. When they in college, they go into these sororities and fraternities, man. All right, and this is the testing ground from the very beginning. You start doing some crazy shit. You know what I'm saying? And if you down with this, we know you're gonna be down with something else, man. Or like a gang. You know what I'm saying? You start out in a gang, a young kid in a gang and everything else like that. They tell you, hey man, go over here and drop this off. All right, he was about that, so let's take him into the next level. But if you at that first level, it's like, hey man, I need you to go drop this package off over there. Like, nah, I ain't with that. They not finna trust you with nothing deeper than those things, man. Same in these sororities and fraternities and things like that. If you're not, you know, you got to go through the hazing process. All right, you go through the hazing process. Is not only is it demoralizing you, but it's showing the fact that you can do these wicked things to other people, man. All right, and it's on a light level at that point in time. You know, maybe I ain't gonna get into all the hazing processes and things that they go through. Hey, but you see that, right? You get in these sororities, fraternities, then they graduate you up to a bigger level, different groups and everything else like that. They may see you at a bank, and then they put you in a position of watching all the ins and outs of the banks and knowing certain secrets, and you seeing how wicked the system is in your position at the bank. And what do? Do you tell and you say something about these things, or do you continue on and try to drive up profits, man? Now you driving up profits and you don't say anything. All right, now we're gonna move you from out of this position into a better position to show you a little bit more deeper stuff than this, because you didn't say nothing about that. So we know you can move to this and then move to that, to the next and the next and the next, man. All right, so these people that are in these positions have already been so-called certified for the wicked shit that they would be doing. All right, there's how do I say, a step and process to get in these positions of power, man. All right, Esau would have all the people around him that's going to think the same way. All right, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked, right? And all of his ministers are transformed into an angel of light, just like how he is. So, what do you think that, like I said, what do you think that, ooh, he about to catch a judgment. What do you think that, hang on 1 second. What do you think that these people are actually out here doing, man? You think that some people, like, you watch some of these documentaries on some of this here stuff about all this here wickedness, you know, and you thinking in your mind, oh, how they gonna be so wicked? How are they gonna do this and how they gonna do that? How come they don't say anything? And like, look, bro, they done been through a multiple step process. They didn't just, you know, all of a sudden get into this and then, you know, get shown the wicked shit that they was doing. Nah, man, they gotta go through these steps and these processes to filter out the weak-minded, the people that's not for the agenda, all right, the people that's gonna probably tell on all these different things, man. All right, and then ultimately, if you do tell on these things, man, they wind up taking you out, man. All right, so, hey, the earth was given into the hand of the wicked, right? Now, let's see what he will wind up doing with the earth. Not only that, but, hey, he have the same type of people with him, right? So the earth was given into the hand of the wicked. This is Revelation. Revelation 6 and verse 4. All right, it says, and there went out another horse that was red, and power was given unto him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth, and that they should kill one another, and there was given unto him a great sword. All right, so hey, there was another one that went out that was red. All right, and it said, and power was given unto him All right, and that's going into what the earth was given into the hand of the wicked, right? So the earth was, well, I mean, we could read that in Genesis. Genesis 27, all right, goes into what? Esau's blessing, all right, having world domination, all right, having ruling the earth by his sword, giving that great sword. All right, this is what Esau's blessing was, man. All right, so going into these things, the earth was given into the hand of the wicked. What will he do once he gets into that position? You think he's gonna make the earth better? Let's just look at what happened to America, man. All right, before Esau came over here, right? The waters was clean. All right, you know, you had the natural spring. Like matter of fact, there's a saying about the Native Americans, which may or may not be true. All right, you know, but because I mean, hey, they might have been making some type of wine or strong drink. All right, but nevertheless, it's like, hey, fuck, why we need to drink anything else? We got clean ass water right here, man. All right, but you know, Esau came over and brought over, you know, different shit, soda and everything else like that is full of poisons and everything. But yet and still, hey man, look at America as a whole, man. The water systems used to be clean, used to have gold in there, man. All right, you'd be able to find all kind of like lush vegetation, fruits and vegetables, man. Roaming wildlife all throughout the place, man. Hey, hell, where I work at nowadays, right? I see so much wildlife that's just out and about, man. You know, you see gators, you see big ass turtles. You see, you got, what do they call? This is a pig, but it's a different type of pig. One of them big ass black pigs, man. You see them. You see bobcats. You see all kind of shit, man. All right, but then you be like, damn, I ain't never seen this shit here in Florida before. What kind of shit is this? You know, you talk to Jake. Jake ain't never seen none of these things, but the majority of the time, Jake is living in these major cities. But you go live in some of these places, like where I work at, it's like, hey, you know, a couple years back, or, you know, maybe 10, 20 years ago, man, there wasn't nothing out there but woods, trees, and just cow pastures, man. Or a bunch of woods and everything else like that. But now what's going on is Esau's over there developing, especially after the pandemic. A lot of people are moving down to Florida. All right, so they're sitting over there just bulldozing all these areas and things like that and just putting up subdivisions, man. So what do you think is going to happen to the wildlife? Wildlife is changing their places. Wildlife is changing their positions. You see a lot of damn dead animals on the side of the road because of why? All right, they've been pushed out of their position, man. You start seeing all kind of wild shit. Like, wait a minute, what the fuck is this nigga doing over here? Like, and you got the, you know, I know, you know, where I used to work at in this plaza, there was a grocery store over there. And leaving that plaza, I would see sometimes wild pigs. I remember seeing like a fucking, I don't know what you call them. It was like a pack of like little panther cubs, right? Like, what the fuck is this shit doing behind the grocery store? And every time I bring these things out to these Edomites, they're like, well, we did move into their habitation and move them up out of there, man. So, hey, if this is what Esau has done to America, all right, you know, in today's terms, you know, building up all this concrete and everything else like that, man. All right, oh, we used to have, you know, I could think of another spot around where I live at where it used to be wild peacocks, man. They used to have a bunch of wild peacocks just roaming around this here one area. Well, they bulldozed that whole area and put a Walmart up there, and now you don't see no more peacocks over there, man. All right, so this is what Esau did, took peace from the earth, man. Taking away the righteousness of all these things. Hey, and you know, watching another documentary on the medicines and things like that, it's like, look, this is a complete cycle. You know, it's like now you're talking about people talking about holistic healing, holistic this, holistic that, natural herbs, natural this. Like, motherfucker, that's how we started out, man. We didn't start out with pills and shit like that. The Esau came up, but see, guess what? Esau took these pills and a lot of the stuff that he's got, and you go into that pharmakia, all right. But nevertheless, you go into a lot of these pills and stuff like that. Now, granted, in the very beginning, because, you know, Jake been dealing with some of this here stuff too and making their own pills and certain things. Like, let's just say you make your own garlic pill. You know, some garlic chopped up, put it in a little capsule and everything else like that. That's one thing. But now look at what Esau, you go and you look at the ingredients of a lot of this shit that they're giving you. You know what I'm saying? And then all of a sudden, you find out all these other ingredients that have what? All these side effects that go along with it, man. So look, you know, it's a full cycle, man. Esau, you know, beforehand we came over here, you know, and everything, you know, Jake was over here living holistically, living off the land, not overdoing shit, not polluting. You know, it would be a crime against humanity to go over there and start dumping some toxins and shit into the waterway system, man. All right, you know, but now look at what's going on. You know, I got to do a video on this, Lord's will, about Cancer Alley, man. All right, out there in Louisiana, or what's the other one called? This is one in Texas as well, too, where it's like a bunch of oil fields and things like that, man. All right, but and all these things are in predominantly Jake neighborhoods, man. All right, you know, and you go around to these areas, you look at the health of the people that's out there. First of all, it's predominantly Jake. All right, and you look at the grass out there. The grass is all brown ass grass, all dead. Trees ain't thriving. Really ain't no animals out there. The health of the people, they don't really live long, man. They all die of cancer and everything else like that, man. The water supply, Flint, Michigan, all these different places, man. You see all this here turmoil and everything else like that. Whereas this here place was a a thriving, beautiful place, man. But see, not only did they do this to America, they did this to the whole planet Earth, man. All right, you look around the Earth about these poor places where it's like polluted water, polluted this and polluted that. Hey, the majority of these people that live in these third world countries like that, they're not the ones that's polluting their countries like that, man. When you look at what, if you do some research on the recycling business and what the real deal is with recycling, man. They take all the shit, you put your recycle bin out and everything. You think that they're recycling that shit. They take that to one place, take it to another place, then they wind up shipping it out to another country, a third party country. All right, and then now recently, you've been having some of these countries sending that shit back, man. But then what do they wind up doing? Just dumping it in the water. So now you have floating islands of straight up trash, man. All right, but this is what Esau wound up doing, man. Taking peace from the earth, man. All right, killing with the sword, man. All right, with his military, not just war fronts, but then you have things like the chemtrails, man. All right, you have things like what they putting in your water system, man. All right, what they over here putting into your food system and everything else like that, man. All right, Jake got a term called the itis. Oh, I done caught the itis, now I'm sleepy. Hey, man, when you eat food is supposed to charge you up, energize you, man. All right, not make you sleepy, man. All right, but yet and still, hey, look at the food that we eat nowadays. You eat food, and you get so-called itis, man. You get sleepy, get tired, you want to go lay down and everything else like that, man. All right, or you eat a lot of food, and it's not really doing nothing for you, man. All right, you go to McDonald's, you go spend about $30, $40 on some goddamn McDonald's. I don't know how much food you're going to get for that, but the point I'm trying to make is you buy a lot of McDonald's, and you go eat that shit, man. 30 minutes later, your ass is still full. Or Salaki, your ass is still hungry, right? But you go and eat some nourishing food, all right, some good homemade cooked food, and everything else like that, you know what I'm saying? Hey, it'll sit on your stomach a little bit longer, man. All right? But yet and still, hey, like I said, Esau's the one that's been changing up all of these things, man. But this is what he was designed to do, to take peace from the earth, man. This is what would happen when the wicked would have dominion over the earth, man. See, people think of, like I said, going into this so-called Antichrist, right? Now, when you peel back these layers and you start seeing these things, it's like I was having this conversation with somebody else the other day, right? And I was like, hey, you got to go back and watch the movie The Matrix, right? And this is a process that they're going through just now, recently waking up. You got to, hold their hand and walk through some of these things with them. But, and it's like, what the term is called red pill, right? When red pill is basically you waking up to the truth, right? You go watch into the Matrix, it's like the red pill, the blue pill. The blue pill, you go back to sleep, right? And I was saying, I'm like, look, think about this. Now you starting to find out about how wicked all this here shit is, right? And how, like, just the simplest shit. Oh, we got natural high alkaline water right here on the shelf, not knowing that goddamn bottle that the water in is all fucked up. All right, or the process of no matter what kind of water you get, by the time you get it into the bottle, it's all the same water at the end of the day anyway. You know what I'm saying? Because it has to go through these different processes. So the point I'm trying to make is like, yo, see, beforehand, you were thinking that everything was all good, everything was all fine and dandy. You was living it up here in America. You didn't want to hear about this, you didn't want to hear about that. Now you're starting to second guess every damn thing, man. Now, you don't have a store-bought lotion, store-bought deodorant, store-bought shampoo, store-bought this, store-bought that. You go and make your own shit, man. Now you doing your own diligent research on this shit, man. Trying to make your own, so-called holistic stuff, man. Because now you've been red pills, like in the Matrix. The ideology of the Matrix I was giving to this here person is like you know how when they're inside the Matrix, everything looks like how, when you look around, it looks like all of this shit, right? But then when you get unplugged from the Matrix, everything is all destroyed. First of all, it's all destroyed, but, you looking at through that screen, it's just the green stuff on the screen, those little letters and characters just scrolling on the screen and everything. But there was a complete difference between being in the Matrix and being unplugged from being in the Matrix, right? Being unplugged from the Matrix, everything looks all dirty. Everything looks all destroyed. Doesn't look like a place you want to be. You have all these different apparatuses that you need to basically to survive, man. All right, you can't just go out, normally, naturally. Just think about it this way, because this is the example I was giving. Like, yo, before you get red pilled and wake up to this here wickedness that's going on here in Babylon, you readily, hey, let's go to McDonald's. Man, it'd be crazy. I'd be hearing some folks talking about some McDonald's. And this is a natural reaction. Like, fuck, y'all eat McDonald's? Y'all ain't realize this shit yet. But see, these are the people that took the blue pill, right? Like, I know you're not on no type of level when you still fucking eating McDonald's. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's some worse shit out there. Not to say worse shit. There's other things that's bad out there. But McDonald's, dog, you know what I'm saying? Like, hey, man, we know that all of our food gonna be tainted. But you eat McDonald's, bruh? You know what I'm saying? There's this, you're not on no type of level. But, hey, when you're in that blue pill state or you hadn't woken up, you walking around like everything is beautiful. I'm going to McDonald's, go get me a Big Mac, go get me a large Diet Coke or whatever. You know what I'm saying? I'm just going out here watching TV, letting my kid play with the iPad and everything else like that, man. Sending them to school because the teachers knows what's best. Dr. Frankenstein talking about we gotta go have this here tequila shot. They know what's best. They wouldn't lie to us. And then they got you. They have them looking at you like you crazy when you trying to tell them, bro, I don't fuck with them and this and that. I don't know. Like, why wouldn't you want to do this? Why wouldn't you want to do that? Then you start red pilling them a little bit. Like, look, bro, you know about the Tuskegee experiment? Do you know about the smallpox and the Native Americans blankets? Do you know about all these other different experiments and the shit that they done to us, man? All these different cities that they done flooded out and put us up underwater and everything else. Do you know about all the shit that Esau done to us? And like, once you like, oh shit, I didn't know about none of this stuff. So now I see you ain't just crazy. He has an actual track record of all these things, man. All right. So for instance, you know, you go to court sometime, right? And you see a nigga who, let's say he being tried for robbing old Miss Enid in the hood. You know, he didn't rob the old lady, hit her over the head, she done fell over and died. You know what I'm saying? And then ran and you know, selling some drugs and shit. Now when you see the nigga in court, he got his face all tatted up and everything else like that. You be like, I can see this nigga probably doing that just based off of what he looked like. But then you see the other nigga, right? Little old crippled old man, like I said, William Gates. And you tell somebody like, yo, this nigga's got bodies on, these niggas in competition on killing folks, man. They got hundreds of thousands, if not millions of bodies up under their belt, man. You like, this little old man? Like, if I seen this nigga out on the street, bro, if I just jumped at him like that, this nigga shit his goddamn pants, I'll slap the shit out of this old ass nigga, man. This nigga ain't got shit on me, man. I'll beat this nigga's old, man, this bum ass old, what? You know what I'm saying? This nigga right here, this, what was that movie? I think it was How High. This the illest nigga and all and so on and so forth. You know what I'm saying? Hey, well, you see these niggas, you look at them like, nah, this nigga ain't really a threat. But hey, this is the transformation of the wicked, man. All right? So this is what he would wind up doing, man. But you wouldn't think, because again, you got that Matrix plug-in, or you're still into the Matrix, man. You haven't been red-pilled, man, to be able to take your that veil up off of your eyes, man. But yeah, just because this nigga's all tatted up and everything else like that, like you nowadays, especially nowadays, man, you see a lot of Jake that be all tatted up, got all these different tats. Like back in the olden days, you know, you get certain tats that mean certain things. Nowadays, I be seeing Jake that just be getting tats. They don't really have no meanings. They just trying to fill up their whole sleeve. They ain't trying to just fill this in and fill that in. So it don't really mean nothing. They just got that because it's the trend to do. These niggas ain't never committed a crime a day in their life. These niggas done returned all their library books on time, man. You know what I'm saying? They might go slap their mama for being late to take back their damn library book. And you know what I'm saying? So they don't get their library card revoked or nothing like that. These are the most law-abiding citizens, but they look like they wicked. But then you got a nigga that's walking around with a suit on, telling something, yeah, we're trying to help people with the health and everything else like that. I'm spending billions of my dollars to help people and to help the health of these people and everything. you think that nigga is on some type of level of being righteous and everything? Oh, God bless William Gates and his works and everything. I'm like, man, this nigga is killing folk, man. All right, the DuPonts, the Johnson & Johnson. All right, all these big-ass companies and the things that they be doing. Man, you go through your house and just look at some of the logos inside your house, and you find out what they really been doing, man. What these people are really, some of the things that you know, how do I say, that they're into. I mean, some companies, you know, you look at it, it's like, well, Lockheed Martin, like, they in military defenses. But then you got some companies like General Electric. You're like, well, what the fuck does General Electric, you know, they make my refrigerator, they make my microwave and shit like that. Like, these niggas also make bombs and shit. You know what I'm saying? This is where they get the majority of their money from. You just don't know about that. LG, all right, you don't know about these companies like that, man. But they're cloaked in this here facade, man. All right, having our people out over here being, how do I say, the wool being pulled over their eyes, man. All right, but getting still, hey, this is our people, man, to a T, man. We're caught in the sauce of not, you know, being blinded by these things. As the scriptures say, if our gospel be hid, it's hid to those that are lost, that are blinded, man. Because the God of this world, you know, basically has got them occupied with the bullshit of this here world, man. All right, that's what they have these distractions for and everything else like that, man. It's easy to pay Jake off. Jake be learning something and everything else like that. Hey, man, you know, the devil will come to you and start giving you all this and that just so you can fall out of the truth, man. All right, hey, you know, you first come into the truth and you start weaning yourself off of these things in the world. That's when you start getting all the hookups on everything, man. Oh, man, let me go get this. Let me go get this. You're like, you might not have never got no bitches a day in your life. And you start coming into the truth, you find out you can't be sleeping with other men's women and things. And guess what? All these bitches trying to throw you some box, man. You know what I'm saying? But see, that's what Esau's trying, you know, the devil's trying to do is to throw you off, man. All right, pay you off a lot of these things, man. All right, you know, they'll try to, hey, you know, even in this here truth, man, they go to the different these organizations. You heard about the agents. They go to these different organizations. Hey, look, teach the MOTB, you know, is sin or something else, man. All right, but this is what Esau does to a T, man. All right, paying our people off to further destroy our people, man. You think about, hey, hell, go to these churches, man. You talk about being wicked as hell, man. Hey, these niggas is wicked as hell, man. You know what I'm saying? It's like, look, you compare it to Jake in the Hood. You know what I'm saying? That's rapping, smoking Black and Miles, robbing people. This nigga, you know, your crackhead cousin that be stealing every damn thing out the house, right? You think of him as the most wickedest person in the earth. But let's talk about these pastors in these churches, man. All right, these pastors in these churches been teaching you 40, 50-something years, and you don't know who the hell an Israelite is. You don't know who an Edomite is, man. I was talking to my grandmama the other day. She been going to church since before I was born, religiously. But anyway, she was talking about something. We was talking about something and eating and stuff. She's like, well, I don't think that we was supposed to be eating meat anyway. I'm like, where did you get that from? You know what I'm saying? Now, granted, you go to church all the damn time. Let me show you how wicked your pastor is. And you don't think of this nigga as being wicked. You know, you need a little bit of money. He'll give you a little bit of money. You know what I'm saying? He might give you a little bit of money, depending. You know, we ain't talking about no mega church. We talking about a little bitty church. Probably got like 10, 15 people in this goddamn church. But nevertheless, you look at this pastor, it's like, you know, he ain't that bad. When I was down and out, he helped me out. He did this, he did that. Led me in the right direction and everything. But you think he led you in the right direction. But see, he got you over here thinking that, you know, in the scriptures, they wasn't eating meat. All right, you know, deeper than that. Let's just talk about the Israelites, right? But again, they're not going to know about these things. But let's just stick on the eating the meat part, right? I'm like, bro, what the fuck was your pastor reading? Y'all ain't never read about the Passover? All right, and what they were supposed to be eating at the Passover? You know, they're supposed to be eating the lamb at the Passover, which is meat, right? You know, they talked about lawful and unlawful meats to be eaten, right? You know, they talked about Solomon and his major feast that he had, right? They had all these different times where they was talking about eating meat and everything else like that. And you telling me that the Lord didn't want us to eat meat? See, this here pastor that's telling you these things, see, if he was actually, you know, a righteous man, he would be correcting all these things. But the fact of the matter, he's just leading you astray, and that's more wicked than anything. The fact of the matter, you've been going to church 40-something years, you don't know what an Israelite is, that's way more wicked than anything, man. Because, you know what I'm saying? Think about that, man. You can't call on the name of Yahweh and Yahushua, man. You don't know the names of that. Hey, you an Israelite, they're telling you an Israelite, but they don't want to Most High in Christ. That's wicked as fuck, man. You know, I know somebody, you know, granted, they just now waking up as a babe to this, you know, and they be watching IURC. And I be telling them, I'm like, look, I don't agree with them because of these points. But see, you a babe right now. When you get into these deeper things, then you'll realize, like, yo, it's important to be talking about what the MOTB is, man. Not telling people it's sin, but it's actually going to be a chip that they're going to put inside of you, man. So, when you see it, you can recognize it, man. All right, you know, the scriptures say wisdom and knowledge should be the stability of our time. They're not giving you the wisdom and the knowledge of what the MOTB is, man. They're not giving you the wisdom and the knowledge of what the Most High and His Son's name are. They calling them what? Most High in Christ. They have names. Those are titles, man. You know, if you ever become the president of the United States, right, or a vice president, except for like in Joe Biden's case, you'll always be forever referenced as that. So if you see George Bush, his title is President Bush, right? Vice presidents, like I said, except for Joe Biden, because now he's the president, right? But they would always say, you know, Vice President Biden, right? You know, Vice President Pence. They forever have that title, right? President Trump. His formal title is always going to be President Trump, right? That's his formal title, right? However, these are just titles. So if I say, oh, the president, you know, I could be with some nuance. I'm like, well, which president are you talking about? You know, the president took us into the Middle East and everything else like that. But that's just a title, man. So to be a little bit more accurate, you would say President Bush, all right? Or in his case, you know, Father Bush or Son Bush, you know, George W. Bush, you know what I'm saying? Or President Barack Obama, all right? Because you could be speaking about the president, but which president are you talking about? These are just titles, man. So it's better to be more accurate. There are many gods, as the scriptures say, man. Some people worship rocks. Some people worship stones. Some people worship themselves, man. All right? You know, oh, I'm God. I'm this, I'm that. Well, wait a minute, nigga. We're not talking about that, man. God only translates to what? A power. All right, and you know, they got false gods and things like that. But you know, these people, you know, how do I put it? These people have a bad understanding of these things, man. All right, but yet and still, hey, like I said, our people are you know, being misled. All right, by these people that's in control of them, man. So like I said, who's way more wicked? Lil Ray Ray in the hood that's slapping up old ladies and everything. Granted, you ain't supposed to be slapping old ladies or nothing like that. Or a pastor that's teaching your grandmama that you a Gentile, you got the curse of Ham on you. You know what I'm saying? You ain't in the Bible. You don't know the name of the Lord or his son's name. You don't know who you are to the Bible. And guess what? That grandmama gonna teach her kids that, her grandkids that, and so on and so forth, generation after generation after generation, man, of the children of Israel not calling on the name of Yahweh and Yahushua, man. In the sight of the Lord, that's way more wicked than you slapping up some old lady, man. All right, granted, not trying to say you should be slapping up old ladies, but I'm just putting to the point of how much more deeper this is than that, man. All right, you know, or You know, it's way worse to be selling somebody some fucking baby powder than it is for to be selling somebody some goddamn crack cocaine. At least with the crack cocaine, the nigga know, hey, I want the crack cocaine, so I'm coming to you to buy some crack cocaine because I'm about to go get high. I know what the fuck it's doing to me, but this is what I want. Here go my money. I want the crack cocaine. I know it's poison. Versus, I want some baby powder to make sure my child be healthy. So in order to be a good parent and to make my child to be healthy, I'm gonna go get him some baby powder. Now the nigga that's selling you the baby powder is way more wicked than the crackhead is, or not the crackhead, the nigga who's selling the nigga some crack, man. All right, because hey, at least the drug dealer, hey, I didn't just come up to you, I didn't false advertise like, yo, this is a super drug and this is gonna help you out and everything. Nigga, you know what it is, man. You know what it is, and so you go do what you go do. All right, but yet and still, this man's MO was to do what? Take a piece from the earth, man. All right, this is what he was entrusted to do. This is why he was put into that position. And see, once you understand that, and you understand, first of all, who he is and what his job was to do, goes back to what the scriptures say: never trust thy enemy, man. All right, because it's not surprising to you when you find out that this nigga, hey man, look, they got fluoride in the water. I didn't know about that. Or they got such and such going on. I didn't know about that. But it don't surprise you now. You find out like, oh, Esau don't wind up doing this or that. It don't surprise you because you're like, oh, I know that this nigga's the damn devil, man. All right, it don't surprise me to know that like the situation with what's the boy name was Epstein and them, man. The shit that they be doing with the little pizza stuff and everything else like that, man. Hey, it's not a surprise to us because we know what the hell these people been doing the whole time, man. All right, yeah, like yeah, don't surprise me at all. All right, but hey, this is part of what knowing who your enemy is. First of all, man, knowing who these people are, man. How can you not trust? The scripture say never trust thy enemy. How do you even know who your enemy is to not trust them? All right, like I said, it's way worse that your pastor inside of the church is not telling you who you are, let alone telling you who your enemies are. So the whole time you going out to your enemy for the one of all. Again, we was that was a curse that we was gonna be under to go to the enemy for the one of all things. But in a scenario of, hey, should I trust Jake over here or deal with Jake over here? Should I go over here and put all my trust in the Esau, man? They over here leading you astray as well too, man. All right, but you call, oh, the pastor, he's all good, he's all right, see all this and that. Hey, you go further than, hey, people talk to us about, in fact, this is how, you know, certain things that I was talking about, this would trigger old boy to say these things about the quote-unquote Antichrist. All right, but they say that we are all wicked and everything else like that because of the fact of, you know, the language that we choose to use. You know, it's how they talking about niggas and fuck these niggas and everything. But look, bro, in the sight of God, what do you think is way more worse? Now, when dealing with his people, right, when we dealing with the Lord's people, you think that the Lord look at us as wicked for, hey, the Lord finna kill your bum ass if you don't stop sleep with other niggas' bitches, man. You think the Lord is mad for us saying those things, or you think the Lord is more mad for saying, God love everybody, we all one people. Just believe in Jesus and everything is gonna be all right. All your sins is gonna be forgiven, just calling in the name of Jesus. Now, think about it. Which one is way worse in the sight of the Lord? All right? So, hey, the Lord say, hey, repent. All right? Repent and serve the Lord, man. All right? The scripture say the whole duty of man is to fear the Most High and keep his commandments. Right? But when you go to church, they say, hey, don't worry about the commandments. The law is done away with, man. So who is more wicked in the sight of the Lord, man? All right? You know, again, us versus them. All right? We say, hey, man, the Lord finna kill you bum-ass niggas. The Lord about to put you niggas to death. All right? And the sight of the Lord is like, hey, what did they say that was wrong? You might not have liked the rude speech that they was using, but he's actually telling you what it is that's in the scriptures, man. Versus this nigga that's not telling you a goddamn thing, man. But yet and still, like I said, when you in that matrix mindset, this is what you think is wicked. You have no idea. You ask a person, like I said, going back to my grandmama, eating goddamn meat. Oh, I don't think we're supposed to be eating meat, anything else like that. They wasn't eating meat. I'm like, bro, how many years you been going to church longer than I've been alive? And you don't remember reading about the Passover, what they were supposed to be? What was they eating at the Passover? She told me. So what did Solomon and them have at their feast? She told me. What about the lawful and unlawful meats? She told me. But yet and still, your mind is being tainted by this man that's calling himself your pastor, your religious leader, man. So, hey, man, these people, you know, that's a Jake, that's a religious leader. But, hey, they go to these seminary schools, man, study what they call hermeneutics, right? Hermeneutics is the study of the scriptures, basically, right? They go and they get these degrees about these things, man. Hey, just like how with Yahushua, man, we don't have letters, we don't have degrees and things like that, man. But, hey, we telling you the truth, man. We studied diligently in the scriptures, man. We even went through the books. The Lord gave us the eye salve, man. The spirit to go through the scriptures and bring out the truth, man. All right, but getting still, hey, our people, again, like in the Matrix, man, they just walking on alone. They don't see anything wrong with these things, man. They don't see anything as far as, how do I put it? They don't see the wickedness that's going on out here, man. So at that, they'll never look at Esau as being a damn wicked, man. They look at Ray Ray and them in the hood selling dope as the most wicked man in the whole world. But then they'll go put all their trust in the Johnson & Johnson or these other corporations because, hey, the Edomites signed off on it, man. All right? Hey, so, hey, talk about our people being blinded. You know, this is what Esau was to do. All right, let's read. Let me get back to that Revelation. No, there's another verse I want to read. Revelation 6 and 4 again. It says, and there went out another horse that was red, and power was given to him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth. So just think about that, the peace that was on the earth, man. All right, the peace between the mothers and the fathers, the peace between the children and the parents, the peace between our own nationalities and our people, man. Esau is using what? Divide and conquer upon us, man. You know, so like you get a lot of these Northern Kingdom Jakes that come over here, man. They know how bad that they treat the Southern Kingdom Jakes over here. So what do they like to do? They like to try to assimilate as being an Edomite, man. They always like to put down, oh, I'm Caucasian. And then there's ways they can legally put these things down. It's, in fact, what is it? The Africans, the Hamites, they come over here and the same thing. Like on paper, on documentation, they can put down that they're Caucasians, man. You see what I'm saying? But yet and still, you know, talking about Jake, they'll have this here divide amongst us that will have an evil eye towards our own brother. And again, another curse that's upon us. But hey, who is perpetuating these things, man? Oh, I don't trust the Mexicans over there. I don't trust these Haitians over there. I don't trust this. I don't trust that. But yet and still, you look at these Edomites, man, and they pretty much are on one accord with one another, man. All right? You know, but hey, this is what Esau's plan was to do, was to take peace from the earth, man. All right? And he's done it in multiple different ways, man. You don't have peace when you coming in this world or when you're going out of this world, man. All right, you come into this here world, they got all these different, how do I put this? They prick you with all kind of different poisons, man. By the time you're born, you know, you go back to what is the 70s, 60s, and 70s, how many different pokes you had to get versus now, how many different pokes you got to get coming into the world, man. All right, you know, and watching that documentary, they say that, hey, some of these children are inoculated with some shit before they even take their first breath on the planet Earth, man. All right, they just bombarded with all these things. Not to mention, shit, everything got all this Wi-Fi, all this, you know, these wavelengths of everything that's going out on the Earth, man. All right, so these babies is being bombarded with all this stuff from birth, man. All right, so when you come into the world, you being fucked up, man. All right, and you being fed all kind of foul food and medicines and everything else like that. You're being fed all kind of different poisons and things like that. And then when you go up out of this here place, man, all right, you know, you know, a lot of Jakes, man, the person die, you know what I'm saying, they can't afford their the funeral costs, all right, and then they die with a lot of debt. You know, when Jake leave this here earth, man, they don't leave their children an inheritance. They leave them a goddamn debt bill, man. All right, you know, and Esau know how to get around these things, so they got their different setups and everything else like that. But, you know, and somebody was telling me this not too long ago about how these Edomites get around these things, man. All right, they was trying to put the parents into a home or everything else like that. The parents lived in this big-ass nice house, but they wound up selling the house, right, and then buying another house where the children wound up selling the parents' house and buying another house on the same damn property or beside the property and building a smaller house and the children's names just so that the parents could be able to qualify to be able to make it into this here home or whatever because, hey, they said, hey, you make too much money. You got to get rid of some of your assets. So all they did was just change it around, the shit on the paperwork and everything. Now they can finesse the system and everything else like that, man. Now they're not going to be super taxed on the shit that they wind up having and everything else like that, man. Now that they can come up and take an inheritance from when their parents wind up dying, they're like, well, look, they got these here policies on them and everything. Now they coming up, man. But see, these are part of the things of you know, how do I say, the curses are coming in and going out that Jake have no understanding about, man. It's not until you get into these things that you find out about these things, man, how much it costs to have a damn baby. You know, you go through that whole process. You see them sticking your child with all these different things. Not to mention, in the middle of all that, having to send them to school. Jake don't really have the funds to send their kids to private schools and everything else like that where they can control their agenda. They have to send them to what? Public schools, man. All right, we can go all the way through the list of public schools. Let's just start with let's just start with the meals, what they feed them for lunch, man. All right, then let's talk about the subjects that they're teaching them in school, man. All right, Edomite supremacy, telling you about the so-called founding fathers, man. Oh, George Washington and all these people, they were all good guys and everything else like that, man. But then they'll teach you that ISIS and them was all wicked people. Now, we're not for ISIS and the shit that they doing, but nevertheless, in fact, we're not going to go too far into that, but that's some shit that was made up by America. But anyway, the story that they trying to tell you about ISIS, they trying to make their caliphate, hijack a land, set up their own nation, their own Sharia law and everything else like that. What's the difference between what they did and what America, these Edomites that came from Europe did to America, man? They came over to a new land, right, that was inhabited by another group of people, slaughtered off all the people on the land, put them into captivity, brought another group of people over here in captivity, set up their own religion, set up their own power structure, set up their own military, set up all these different things over here, took peace from this here land over here, polluted this here land over here, set up their own religion, and then now they're going back on the other side of the globe, bombing the hell out of people, man. All right, the only difference between what these Edomites did and what ISIS and them did was, hey, fucking ISIS didn't really succeed. All right, and then the other thing is the time frame, man. All right, these Edomites did this shit in 1492, right? When Columbus came over here, all the way up until now. All right, now they're taking over the whole earth. All right, so hey, you know, people talk about, oh, ISIS bad, oh, you're an ISIS sympathizer, this and that. All right, so look, listen, if what ISIS and them did was so bad and so wicked, you know what I'm saying? Is it you saying that because these niggas is some Arabs and shit like that, man? Or are you saying it because their actions are actually wicked? Now, if you're saying it because their actions are actually wicked, then look at your own founding fathers. Look at what the hell these people over here doing, man. All right, look at the things that they're exporting around the damn globe, man. All right, the ideologies that they transporting around the globe, man. All right, you know, everything is being tainted, man. All right, but yet and still, hey, you look at these people as the so-called saints of the earth, man. But this is what their position was to do, was to take peace from the earth. Let's read that in Revelation 6 and 8. Did I finish this? No, let me finish this in 4. Revelation 6 and 4 says, and there went out another horse that was red, and power was given unto him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth, and that they should kill one another. And there was given unto him a great sword. All right, and what do you wind up having since Esau got on the face of the earth, man? Continual and perpetual war, man. Now, granted, we've always had wars on the face of the earth and everything else like that, but Esau was the one who had a global war, man. All right, you know, back in the olden days, it's like, hey, the war would only go as far as how far we could sit there and march and feed our soldiers, man, because they was all on foot. You know, they had chariots and things like that, but they could only really expand as far as to how far that they could actually travel. Nowadays, Esau got fighter jets, planes, and everything else like that to the point of traveling over the whole globe, man. Got missiles that they can launch around the whole damn globe in a matter of moments, man. All right, putting people into subjection like that, man. So, hey, Esau's got this on a way higher level, man. All right, but yet still, hey, our people are how do I say, blinded by these blinded by, you know, him and his facade, more or less to say. Like I said, when dealing with the whole ISIS situation, hey, is ISIS wicked because they Arabs and they doing this shit, or they wicked because of the actions that they was doing? And if you say that they wicked for the actions that they was doing, well, what about what America's doing, man? All right, what about, you know, the scripture say he's a proud man and neither keepeth at home, who enlarges his desire as hell and cannot be satisfied, you know, roughly paraphrasing, man, and gathers unto him all nations, man. All right, what do you see Esau doing in the Ukraine right now, man? What do you see Esau doing in Taiwan right now, man? What do you see Esau doing in Africa right now, man? What do you see Esau doing around the whole goddamn globe right now, man? What do you see Esau doing to his own European counterparts, man? To the point that they're upset and they mad because of, you know, like the scriptures say, the whore that rideth upon the beast. The whore is over here taking, you know, let's say a horse and a horse rider. The horse rider is taking the horse over to the edge of the fucking cliff. It's like, bitch, jump off the cliff. And the horse is like, nah, bro, you know, we about to buck you up off of there, man. Talking about how the beast shall hate the whore, man. So, looking at these things, you know, you see, like I said, once your eyes are opened up to this, all right, once the Lord opens your eyes, you know how the scriptures say you have to be baptized, you have to be born again, all right? And that was a good choice of words, you know, being born again and being baptized. So when you watch the movie The Matrix, that's what happened to Neo, man. He took that red pill, and guess what? He was born again, all right, in that little pod. And what did they wind up saying? My eyes hurt. He's like, because you've never opened your eyes before. You've never seen before, man. The scriptures talk about, hey, you know, it's sweet in your mouth, but bitter, you know, in your belly, man. And that's part of this here truth, man. You come into this here truth, and you start opening up your eyes and seeing what's really going on. You start really seeing what's popping, and you get full of sorrow, man. You're like, damn, man, the water's tainted, the food tainted, the air tainted, the minds of the people is all tainted. I can't do shit around here, man, because everything is all tainted, man. You start realizing that, and then that's that sorrow start to set in, man. Then you realize, like, bro, I can't trust none of these people. I can't even trust my own people because Esau has permeated their minds, man. All right, we're trying to be on one accord, and all Esau has to do is go pay off one of our you know, one of the people that claims to be on the same accord as us. You know what I'm saying? Hey, look, man, we know you in a little bit of debt. We can solve that debt. We'll give you a bag. Here go $100 million. You ain't never had this kind of money in your life. Just tell these people this or tell these people that, or don't tell these people about this and don't tell the people about that, man. So, hey, this is all that Esau has to do to our people to get our people to go and sell out, man. There's a lack of integrity amongst our people, man. All right? Because why? Hey, our people are destroyed. The scriptures say that the Lord's going to put these curses upon us till we be destroyed, man. All right? And dealing with a lot of our people, that's where they at, man. All right? But you have to be born again. All right, the old ways, you have to let those things go, man. All right, you have to let those things go. Like I said, man, you may have coming up in this here world thinking that, hey, let me trust Esau. I can fuck with Esau more than I can fuck with Jake, because Jake is always on some shady shit. You find out about the shit that Esau got going on, like, you know what? I don't trust a guy. Hey, this nigga talking about giving us a PPP loan, giving us this here free money, giving us this and giving us that. I don't trust a goddamn thing that this nigga's trying to give out, because I know it's a snare or a trap. All right, I've understood from reading scriptures to never trust thy enemy, man. I'm about to be in a way worse spot than fucking with him. I forgot who it was. It might have been some Africans or something like that. They said when the Europeans came, they had the land. The Hamites had the land, and the Europeans came with the Bible. But when they left, the Hamites had the Bibles, and the Edomites left with the land. All right, and so this is what Esau wound up doing to your ass, man. All right, he come in and finesse your ass up out of your own situation, man. All right. Continuing on in Revelation 6 and 8, it says, "And I looked, and behold, a pale horse, and his name that sat on him was Death, and hell followed with him, and power was given unto him over the fourth part of the earth to kill with the sword, and with hunger, and with death, and with the beasts of the earth." And so, you know, going back into what we was just speaking about, man, this is what, you know, part of his blessing, man, to be in control of all these things, to be able to kill with the food, man. All right, not just having famines and things. Like in a time like now, the price of eggs is skyrocketing, man. All right, people can't afford these things. Hey, they talking about it over in Mexico. It's a hotter commodity of transporting eggs over the border than it is the drugs. All right, the number one commodity coming over the fucking border from Mexico is eggs. All right, supply and demand is way much more for the eggs than it is for drugs right about now, man. All right, people can't afford just regular groceries and things like that at the normal market, man. And this is one of the things that really fucked Jake over, because Jake is like, look, I can go to the little hood grocery store and go stock up on $400 or $500 worth of some groceries, get a whole 2 carts full of some raviolis, Chef Boyardee, what they call fruit roll-ups, and some Little Debbie snacks and all these different things like that, man. But hey, you try to go to them whole food spots, man, you might get a what they call them little hand baskets full of groceries over there. All right, you ain't gonna get nothing, and then even that food ain't even how you would say organic, man. All right, all food should be organic, but you know what I'm saying, man. So-called healthier food without all this here processed foods, GMOs, all these extra things that's inside of them, man. All right, but yet and still, Esau's MO was to take peace from the earth with these things, man. All right, let me grab that in. Do I want to get 2 Thessalonians? Matter of fact, let me get that first, and then we'll go to Genesis. All right, so we were just reading about how he was taking the peace from the earth with the food, right? This is. Whoa. 2 Thessalonians 2. I'm gonna start at verse 3. 2 Thessalonians 2 and 3. It says, "Let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come, except there come a falling away first, and that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition." Now again, that falling away was from us, from our heritage, discontinuing from our heritage and knowing who we were. All right, you know, they talk about black culture, eating chitlins and everything. Hey, that wasn't our culture, man. That was what Esau gave us. All right, but it says, "And that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition." Now we're in a time now where that man of sin is being revealed on the highways and the byways, man. You got it to the point where the vibration of the men of the Lord has reached the top, man. You have these other nations calling Esau out, man. You have these other nations calling out the so-called white man for his wickedness and denouncing him. All right, and stopping. Hey, we ain't fucking with him no more, man. You have these Edomite whistleblowers that's out here. That's how do I put it? That's you know, blowing the whistle on Esau, man. All right, you know, not realizing. Now, granted, they could be some Jakes that look like Edomites, but the scriptures speak about that their own tongue was going to come down upon them. So, hey, some of them will be Edomites that's condemning their own self. But nevertheless, hey, man, this is what part of his the son of perdition being revealed, man. The man of sin being revealed. We're in that point in time, man, where all these documentaries, all these different things is coming out about him. Because, like I said, man, we living with a time of. I was having this conversation with somebody. I was like, yo, when I was a younger kid, you would hear about some of this stuff, the Illuminati and shit like that, right? You know, but back in them days, right, you had to, this was like damn near before the internet came to like the public, right? You know what I'm saying? But you would have like, they would have what they would call like manuscripts and like pamphlets and shit like that. Somebody would be took this here information, you know, wrote it down and made copies of it, and they just pass it out in the hood like that, man. All right, you might be able to get it at the barber shop or whatever. You know, you get this information from back in them days, man, and it'd be limited. So you might come across a little a couple sheets of paper talking about the Illuminati, and that might be the only information you might get for years on end. And just so happen you had to be at the right place at the right time. Maybe in the barbershop, somebody in the barbershop, barbershop talk, right? They in there talking about those things, and you come across that, hey, let me get a copy of that. And you find out about some of these things. But now we're living in a time where everybody got a cell phone on them, man. Everybody got that, and damn near every phone come with YouTube as a factory app on their phone, man. All right, no matter if you got an Android or an iPhone, man. Damn near every phone come factory with YouTube on there, man. You can go into YouTube and you can look up all kind of documentaries. You can look up all kind of different things about this and that. If you want to find out some shit, just type in whatever topic you want to look up and put the word exposed at the end of it, man. Baseball exposed, food exposed, big pharma exposed, whatever it is that you want to expose, just look that up and you'll find, multiple documentaries on these things. Now, granted, in this point in time, a lot of this stuff is being pulled off of the market. I know for a fact, looking up certain things that, back in the olden days, I used to download a lot of these videos and stuff like that. But, back in the days, having certain videos, and when you go to try to look up these videos nowadays, them videos are gone. All right, but hey, the purpose has already been served, man. All right, we've already got the information and everything else like that. But the point is that now we're living in a point in time where the son of perdition is being revealed, the man is sin. All right, you can go and look up documentaries. Hey, hell, watching the Minute of the Lord. Right, the Minute of the Lord, hey, may mention something. Like I said, I was just scrolling through my page and I seen one of the brothers just posted up something about just some words or whatever, right? And they was saying it's from the Not So Pretty documentary, and I wound up looking into that and being edified off of those things, man. So hey, that would have been a documentary I would have never even known about. At least a brother, watching a brother, listening to a brother speak about these things, and now you go and start doing your research about these things, man. All right, or somebody else putting you on to this or putting you on to those things, man. So now all these different things, how the hidden things of Esau searched out and sought up. All right, Obadiah, what is that, 1-6, I think it is. I think that's Obadiah 1-6. And the answer is, we're actually reading the answer to it right now. But let me grab that real quick. Obadiah 1-6 says, how the things of Esau searched out, how are his hidden things sought up. All right, and going into these things, the Lord, well, we'll get it in 2 Thessalonians. Let me just keep reading. Well, we'll get to it. I'm going to read all the way down. But the point is, it's a lot, like I said, I'm just getting over illness. But, but the point is going into the fact of the matter of Esau doing all this here wickedness, man. All right, but now he's being revealed through what? The prophets, all right, his, how you would call whistleblowers and things like that, man. All right, so hey, now we're living in a point in time where there's no excuse, all right. The scriptures say, hey, well, matter of fact, I could read this too. This wasn't the exact one I was looking for, but I think that's in where's that precept at? Okay. That wasn't the precept I was looking for, but let me just read this one instead. 2 Thessalonians 2:1. Now we beseech you, brethren, by the coming of our Lord Yahushua HaMashiach, and by our gathering together unto him, that you be not soon shaken in mind or troubled, neither by spirit, nor by word, nor by letter from us, as the day of Hamashiach is at hand. All right, so, the day of the Lord is at hand. And now what? All these things are being revealed unto you. Because why? Hey, we're getting to the end. All things are being made manifest. The books were open before the firmaments, all right? And now we're going to be able to see all together. All right, so these are the times that the scripture spoke about, man. But also, going hand in hand with that would be what? The devil being revealed, man. The son of perdition being revealed, man. All these different things, the hidden things that Esau searched out, man. All right, and literally, that's what you have to go and do. You go on, like I said, go on to YouTube and you type in the search bar, hey, Esau exposed. You know what I'm saying? Big Pharma exposed, all these different things, man. So, hey, this is part of the revealing of the wicked, man. All right? Let's continue on. It says, let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come except there come a falling away first, and that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition. All right, let me get a drink real quick, because going into the son of perdition being revealed. All right, this is part of him being taken out of power, man. All right, first of all, he has to be revealed. First of all, we always use the example of the Wizard of Oz. All right, give me a second. All right. Whew. Much better. I always use the example of the Wizard of Oz, right? And a little dog, Toto, right? It was the least significant character of the whole movie. Always overlooked, right? Give me a second. Light my incense while it's playing, flying over. But little Toto was the one character that was overlooked in everything. You know what I'm saying? Nobody was really looking out for him. He ain't really have no lines in the movie. You was looking at the Scarecrow, the Tin Man, and the Lion, and Dorothy, and all these different things, but nobody ever really looked at the dog, man. All right, it's just that's like Jake today. You look at all these other nations for something big to come up out of these other nations, but look, the character that nobody was or everybody was overlooking. All right, Jake, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. Hey, man, all these other nations are fighting to take Esau up out of power and all these different things. But what's really bringing Esau to his end? What's really exposing Esau for what he's doing? It's the men of the Lord. Hey, we don't have no country, no nation, no big-ass platform, a seat at the UN to expose him and everything. Hey, all we got is cheap-ass cell phones, right, and a YouTube channel, right, and the Spirit of the Lord on us. And throughout all of that, this vibration of him being revealed, all right, is going throughout the whole earth, all right, to the point to where other nations are exposing him. His own people are exposing him, man. Jake is over here waking up. I be hearing more and more Jake. They ain't not necessarily in the 100% truth, but they starting to wake up to some of this here wickedness that's going on, and they out here complaining about these things, man. So, hey, with these things that's going on, you have to ask yourself, man, what time frame are we really living in, man? All right, they say, I can read that as well, too, about Esau being the end of the world, all right? Oh, man, I dropped my precept. All right, this is 2nd Ezra 6. Second Ezra 6, and let's start at 7. Well, let's just get to the point. Let's start at 6 or 7. It says, "Then answered I and said, What shall be the part and asunder of times, or when shall be the end of the first, and the beginning of it that followeth? And he said unto me, From Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born of him, Jacob's hand held first the heel of Esau." All right. So, well, let me read the next verse. "For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that follows." So, hey, we realize, first of all, Esau has been revealed of who he is in the earth, all right? Esau has been revealed of who he is in the earth, right? So now, as he's being revealed of all his wickedness and the things that he would be doing, all right, now you're starting to see him fall. Now you're starting to see him crumble. Now you're starting to see his rulership starting to fall apart, man. So what do you think is going on right about now, man? If Esau is the end of the world and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth, all right, hey, Jacob is being prepared to have rulership, man. All right, the men of the Lord, man. First and foremost, they've been waking up, becoming the first fruits, all right, giving them that rulership mentality, how to rule in righteousness. All right, the government of Israel, man, is being raised up right here in your eyes, man. All right, but look, just like Toto, man, this nigga ain't no president. He ain't got this, he ain't got that. This nigga always been a dishwasher at Waffle House, man. This nigga ain't never really ran shit, but then lo and behold, hey, he's about to be the governing body of the world, man. All right, but they are being overlooked. All right, and then it's going back to the little Toto situation. Everybody was in fear, shocked and in awe of the Wizard of Oz. He had them all in subjection through what? His witchcraft, his manipulation, his deception, and all these different things like that, man. But what wound up taking him down, man? All right, the dog went over there and pulled the curtain back, just exposing him, showing the world who he really is, man. And that's what the scriptures speak. Well, we'll get it in here, but by the brightness of his mouth, all right, just by speaking these things, man. All right, going back to who is the most dangerous person, Jake in the hood with all these tattoos and doing all this fuck shit, or a nigga look like William Gates with his little sweater on and shit. You know, hey, he don't look all that dangerous, but this nigga got more bodies than anybody, right? Now let's look about it on the other side. Who is a bigger threat to Esau and his rulership? Jake that's in the hood with the chopper and everything else like that, man. That's in the gangs and shit like that, man. The gang leader, whatever gang and everything else like that. You think that who you think Esau feared more? All right, them Jakes that's out there in the south side of Chicago airing that shit out, or the men of the Lord that's on the highways and the byways preaching and prophesying unto you, man. All right, hey, Jake on the highways and the byways is way more dangerous to Esau than Jake in the hood with their choppers, man. Not because we're gonna do anything violent, but because, hey, just like Toto in the Wizard of Oz, we pulled that curtain back. Now, hey, the whole shebang is down the drain, man, because these people realized they was all being manipulated by this man and his sorcery, man. So for Esau, the most dangerous thing for him is what? Jake to wake up. You know, I forgot who it was, J. Edgar Hoover. One of them cats was like a a COINTELPRO. They said like one of the most dangerous things or whatever was it's roughly paraphrasing the arrival of a black messiah. I believe they use the term. And when you go further into that, it's just like, hey man, when before the Lord brought the children of Israel up out of Egypt, he had raised up Moses, right? Moses was the one that was going to be that, the person between the Lord and his people to prepare them for that exodus. Same when Yahushua was born on the scene, man. They knew, and so they was trying to get rid of all those things, man. It's just like now, man. All right, they trying to stop Jake from waking up and from prophesying, man. The worst thing that could have ever happened to them was what? Jake said the name of Yahweh and Yahushua on the internet. They can't get that shit back now, man. That name is going forth throughout the whole earth again. That name was, you just think about how much money they and time they used to take that name up out of the earth. And now look, that name is coming right back into the earth, man. And they don't understand how all these things happen. But looking at the Wizard of Oz, hey, that little bitty dog, all he did was pull back that curtain, man, and destroyed your whole shit. And so looking at us, hey, what happened? Hey, some men was on first of all, the Lord had put the spirit on these men. They went on the highways and the byways in these latter times and what? Uploaded a video of them speaking. And guess what? Jake heard it, man. All right, so all these different things is going forth to expose and to really just expose and put Esau out, man. This is the beginning of all those things, man. And Yahushua is going to take him out ultimately. But right now, hey, man, it's hard for Esau to move because, hey, look, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, going back to the Wizard of Oz, right? Toto didn't kill the wizard, right? All he did was expose him, right? Now, that's like us. All we doing is exposing him at this point in time so that our people will stop trusting the enemy, all right, coming back to the law, statutes, and commandments. And then when the Lord comes, the Lord's going to take him up out of the way, man. Just like in the Wizard of Oz. Like, look, first of all, I just want to show y'all that, look, this ain't what you think it is. And then you can, at the end all be all, like, whatever happens to him when he gets taken out, that's the next step. So, hey, here we are right now, man. All right, we get to the end of this, and the scriptures speak about that. It says, and this gospel, all right, of the kingdom, roughly paraphrasing, shall be preached to the four corners of the earth, and then shall the end come. So this here gospel has been preached to the four corners of the earth. All right, we seeing that there's camps all over the whole globe. People are exposing Esau on the low levels and on the high levels, man. Really the low levels, are really the high levels. They see us on the highways and the byways. They think of us on the low levels exposing Esau. But then how much more we have these world leaders, all right, that's exposing Esau on the world stages and things like that, man. All right, so, hey, Esau's being put out on Front Street, man. All right, and what? The men of the Lord have been doing all these things, man. All right. Let me get back to that in a second. Thessalonians. Second Thessalonians 2. And let me go back to 3. It says, and let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come, except there come a falling away first, and that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition, who opposeth and exalted himself above all that is called God, or that is worshipped, so that he as God sitteth in the temple of God, showing that he is God, right? And that's what Esau had been doing this here whole time, man. Like I said, starting out, hey, he would have you believe that he's all righteous. Go to the doctor. What does the doctor tell you? The doctor know best. Nowadays we live in a time now. When I was growing up, hey, man, we never went to the doctor when I was growing up, man. My grandma would always make you some shit, man. And you be feeling better. You wasn't going to the hospital. You could break your damn neck. You ain't going to the hospital, man. You know what I'm saying? But nowadays, you try to tell somebody about those things. Hey, this is my grandma's old remedy, homemade remedy to fix this and fix. They look at you like you goddamn crazy, man. Man, I ain't taking that shit. I'm about to go over here to the ER or the urgent care. I'm finna go over here and go do this and go do that. And then you wind up more fucked up than you was from beforehand, man. All right, our people are more readily, ready to put their trust in the Esau than into, like the scripture say, the herbs of the earth, man. All right, trusting in the Lord, man. So, so this is a part of Esau trying to show himself that he is God, man. All right, and we can go back even to the beginning. I was gonna grab that, but I'll just speak about it. About going into Genesis about the fruits and the vegetables and everything else like that, man. All right, having you know, you're not supposed to gender the seeds together and everything else like that, man. Having everything pure. But what did Esau wind up doing, man? Tainting everything, man. All right, hey, some of the hey, you know, the land Sabbaths, man. You know, fruits and vegetables was way bigger than what we see today. But yet and still Esau has it to where everything is all smaller, less potent. Don't really have all the vitamins and the nutrients that's inside of the foods, man. Like I said, food's supposed to energize you, but yet and still fucking with Esau, you eat this food and get sleepy, man. It's just mass that's going inside of you, man. All right, so you don't really get none of the. That's why they have vitamins and supplements, man. All right, these things you take your vitamins and your supplement, what, motherfucker, that's just supposed to come out of food. All right, the food you're supposed to be. What's the point of eating the food if it ain't got the building blocks that you're supposed to have up in there, man? All right, and putting it into a scenario like a car, you know, hey, you got to put gas is a liquid, right? You know, obviously it's a gas, but gas is like a liquid, right? And you put it inside your car for your car to go. You can't just go and put water inside your goddamn gas tank and it's liquid and liquid. Nah, man, gas is combustible, man. It's got something added inside of that shit to make, you know, the compounds of it is combustible for you to be able to, you know, make your engine work, man. Just because it's a liquid like how water is don't mean that shit's gonna go nowhere, man. That shit ain't combustible. So, hey, you have people that's over here eating food. They don't have that you know, the vitamins and the nutrients in it. Hey, Esau wound up taking peace from the earth with the food, all right, all these different things and stuff like that, man. But he's showing himself that he is God. He's got to recreate these things, man. Oh, I'm going to show you what GMOs look like. I'm going to show you what good food is supposed to be like. I'm going to show you what this is. I'm going to show you what that is. I'm going to show you about all these different things. But yet, and the crazy part about it is, our people trust and believe this nigga, man. All right, as if he is God, man. So he sits in the temple of God, showing himself that he is God, man. This is our people that's worshiping him, man. All right, not in the sense of you go and hold me, go inside the tent. And then they do that too, because they got the white Jesus. They go in there and bow down and everything else like that. But hey, if I tell you, you know, you try to tell him Jake some certain shit, you know, I don't know what that. Hey, prime example, man. You try to tell them about holistic healing and everything else like that, and the herbs and stuff. They be looking at you all like you all weird. But then Dr. Frankenstein tell you to go put this little concoction inside of you. Jake is lining up to go get that shit, man. And you better not go to Jake's house if you ain't got that goddamn tequila shot inside of you, man. But yet and still, hey, this is the point that we're living in, man. Where this guy is showing himself that he is God on the face of the earth by way of what? People are believing this man. All right, people are putting their whole trust into this man. All right, when things go wrong, where do people go? Like the scriptures say, let me get that real quick in Isaiah. This is Isaiah. Isaiah 30 and 1. Woe to the rebellious children, saith the Lord, that take counsel, but not of me, that cover with the covering, but not of my spirit, that they may add sin to sin, that walk to go down into Egypt, and have not asked in my mouth to strengthen themselves in the strength of Pharaoh, and to trust in the shadow of Egypt. It says, therefore shall the strength of Pharaoh be your shame, and the trust in the shadow of Egypt your confusion. All right, so going back up to verse 1. Woe to the rebellious children, saith the Lord, that take counsel, but not of me. All right, and so, hey, this is what you have going on, man. Like I said, you have people that are listening to Jake telling, hey, take this holistic stuff, take the holistic healing, you know, deal with this and deal with that, deal with the herbs of the earth and everything else like that. Jake is looking at you all weird, man. But then they go down to Esau and his pharmakia, his witchcraft, man. They go into all these things and I swear by this. I got to go get this here stuff. I got to go get that stuff. I got to go get all these different things. But yet and still, they don't want to get none of the things that the Lord has made, man. The Lord, when he created all these things, he said he saw this and he saw it was good. All right, all the things he created for a purpose and a reason, man. All right, but what did Esau wind up doing? Going and recreating all of these things, man. All right, the minds of the men's and the women's and their roles. You hear about that nowadays, what they call gender roles, man. All right, everybody understood what their gender roles was from the very beginning of time. All right, and how they would have to use these things to prosper. Just like back in the olden days, if you didn't farm, your ass didn't eat, right? Or like in today's times, if you don't go to work, your ass don't wind up being able to afford groceries or housing, man. But yet and still, Esau has it to the point to where Esau has it to the point now where he sits here and provides you with all these things, all right, or fucks up your mindset of gender roles, and you trying to figure out why you all out of order, man. All right, why you know I don't need to work, I don't need to go do this, I don't need to go do that, and wondering why you can't provide for your own self, man. You can't ever get to your own self, up on a certain type of level because you put all your trust in Egypt, man. You putting all your trust in the Pharaoh, man. You putting your trust all into to Esau, who thinks that who models himself after God. But remember, the earth was given into the hand of the wicked. All right, he transformed himself into an angel of light. All right, now going into these things, he's looking at himself as he is God, man. So you have to ask yourself, man, should we really be trusting this man? Should we really be going after this man, taking his advice on all of these things, no matter how sweet, like let me find that precept real quick. Psalms. Let me put that down. Let me find this precept real quick. This is Psalms 55. We'll start at verse 20. It says, "He hath put forth his hand against such as be at peace with him. He hath broken his covenant." Right? So hey, that's what he wound up doing with the Gadites and everything else like that. But hey, he still does these same things to us nowadays, man. All right, you try to break a contract with Esau, man. It's hell and high water to pay. But then he'll go and do the same shit to you, and then it's like, hey, well, fuck it then. You know what I'm saying? It's like, hey, give you an example. They was talking about, I seen a little YouTube short about this. That's funny. This dude had said he went inside the office and told his boss, "I quit." And the boss was like, "Wait, you ain't gonna give me no 2 weeks notice?" He was like, "If you was gonna fire me, was you gonna give me a 2 weeks notice that I was fired?" You know what I'm saying? So this is how these things are. Oh, it's unprofessional to leave a job without a 2 weeks notice and everything else. Hey, but that's to benefit him, so he can find somebody to replace you. But he's not gonna give you no 2 weeks notice when he finna fire your ass, man. He's finna just be like, "Look, bro, you out of here, man." You know what I'm saying? Hey, I got kids and a wife and a family to feed. That ain't my problem, bro. That's on you. You got to figure it out, man. All right, you sign a contract at a lease for a house or apartment or a car. You can't just break that contract, man. There's penalties to those things, man. But at any point in time, hey, your ass we evict your ass, man. Hey, we selling the house. I've seen that happen multiple times where, working, servicing people's homes and things like that. A lot of these homes people be renting out and everything else like that. Then all of a sudden, I know a guy like this right now. In fact, I'm dealing with. When I got to this account and everything, there was a renter that was there. Guy was renting the house and everything. He's been there for quite a long time and everything. Then at the end all be all, the guy that was renting the house decided he just want to sell his house at the drop of a dime. Now the other guy got to move up out of there and everything else like that real quick. Well, he could have stayed if the next dude would have let him rent the house, that the guy that was buying the house, but the guy that was buying the house wanted to go and stay in the house. So he just made him up and leave at the drop of a dime. Now granted, if the dude that was renting the house decided, you know what, I'm moving out today, hey, there would be a penalty on it. Hey, you got to finish paying off the rent. You done lost your deposit. You got to pay the first month's and the last month's rent, man. You can't just up and leave like that, man. All right, but hey, Esau's the one that breaks all these goddamn covenants with everybody else, man. All right, we're going to terminate the contract. We're going to terminate this and that. Look at your boy Kanye. Look at your boy Kyrie Irving. Kanye was suing these companies because of these things. Like, nah, y'all had to promise me X, Y, and Z. We had a contract on these things, and now all of a sudden, because of some things that I said, y'all trying to just stop me from having all these things, man. Nah, man, we got it in contract. If I was to not, how do I say? If I was not to provide on my end of the bargain, then y'all would be trying to sue me. All right, for not promoting, not doing this and not doing it. Y'all would sue me for these things, but yet and still, nowadays when you doing these things, all of a sudden, you can break your covenants, man. But this is the damn, this is the damn devil, man. Look at the Most High and how the Most High operate, man. What covenant has he broken with us? All right, it's the other way around. We've broken our covenant with him. All right, but he's still sure keeping his end of the bargain, man. All right, he created us as his people, and we still his people to the same day. All right, hey, right now we are what you would call on punishment, but hey, we still the Lord's people, man. All right, he was merciful enough to put his spirit back onto us, man. Like I said, that name Yahweh and Yahweh had been long gone out the earth. We would have never found out about that, but guess what? The Lord made way for his people to be able to call on him again, man. The Lord made way for all these things to take place. All right, so let's get back to that Psalms 55 and 20. He put forth his hands against such as be at peace with him. All right, he has broken his covenant. And another thing, man, Esau gonna put his hands on people that be at peace with him. Like, hey, bro, we wasn't tripping like the Native Americans, man. All right, the Native American, or he came over here, the Native Americans showed him what? How to farm, how to live, how to do all these things. And then what he wound up doing? Killing them off, man. All right, so, hey, going over to the Middle East, all these other countries and everything else like that, the same thing wound up happening, man. Hey, we coming over to protect y'all, and all of a sudden things is way worse than when he went over there, man. All right. Going back, Psalms 55 and 21. The words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart, and his words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords. And so, like I said, man, when you're dealing with this devil, man, he's not going to come to you with the raw. Hey, God is way more, how do I say, outspoken. God say, hey, if you break my commandments, this is what's going to happen. All right, if you do X, Y, and Z, you're going to get put to death, right? But what does the devil say? The devil told Eve, hey, God, you ain't going to surely die. You see what I'm saying? Hey, he comes around and he'll finesse you with his words, his swelling words. That's why you call the devil the deceiver, man. All right, he tell you one thing, but then another thing happens, man. Oh, you can trust us, you can do this, you can do that, but hey, what's really in his heart, man? All right, war's in his heart. Hey, just trust it. Come get these subprime mortgages. We want to get you in your first house. Owning a home is the first step to wealth, building wealth, generational wealth, and everything. You wind up doing that. Hey, you didn't have no debt beforehand. Now your ass is in debt. And, hey, your whole generation is fucked over, man. All right, so hey, this is what Esau wound up doing, man. The words are smoother than butter, but war was in his heart, man. All right, this is Esau to a T. Like I said, the devil transforming himself into an angel of light is always gonna come with sweet words, man. Dressed to finesse. All right, that's gonna be his new title. He dressed to finesse, man. All right, between Jake and Esau, like I said, you see Jake in the hood, bro. You know who his ops are. They gonna put it out. Hey, these the ops. But with Esau, he ain't gonna have it like that, man. He gonna be like, yo, bro. You know, his words are smoother than butter. You know, with these shots, we're trying to help the people out and population out and to help the people and the longevity of people and everything. Yeah, he helping you out by just exterminating your ass with that shit, man. All right, if your ass ain't here no more, there's no more pain for you, man. You know what I'm saying? If I was a doctor and you coming to me and you was all in pain because you had this, let's say you got a toothache, man, and you come to me as a dentist and you got a toothache, and you're like, oh, I can stop the pain. How you gonna stop the pain? Shit, I'm about to just put your ass to death. You ain't gonna be in no more pain. Like, motherfucker, like, I ain't got no more pain, but I ain't here no more, man. You know, you look at Esau and a lot of his medicines, they got all these side effects, man. But looking at, you know, how he speaks, it's always sweet words, man. All right, he's always trying to finesse you with these things, man. All right, like I said, the Most High is always going to be direct. Hey, man, you do X, Y, and Z, your ass getting put to death, right? But the devil will tell you, no. I got the best benefit for you. That's how people fall into his trap all day, every day, man. It's like a con man. What con man shows up and have a sign say, yeah, I'm fucking people over out here? You walk up on him, hey, man, what you selling? Or what you out here doing? Shit, I'm fucking people over. You know, I got this here X, Y, and Z, and it ain't no good. It's going to fall apart on you as soon as you leave. You know what I'm saying? I'm selling these TVs. These TVs is all broke. You can't hook it up to a goddamn thing. You think he was selling any goddamn TVs out there, man? Hell nah. You know what I'm saying? But see, you know, Jake is like that, though. You know, Jake will tell you what they got off rip. But Esau will be like, look, bro, we got a good deal on this. Hey, look, Christmas just passed, right? Oh, we got Black Friday sales. We got all these different things and everything else like that. Hey, January coming around, they got the new version of this, the new version of that. I'm like, God damn, I just bought this because I thought it was on sale. They didn't drop the new next month. You know what I'm saying? Like, God damn it. Like, yeah, they was just trying to move inventory. You didn't realize all those things, man. Now your ass is destroyed, you know, on a low level destroyed from that. But, hey, like I said, man, you can't trust this damn devil, man. All right? Going back to that 2 Thessalonians. Hold on. Yeah, we read that. Let's go back to 2 Thessalonians. 2 Thessalonians 2, and let me go back to 4. It says, who opposeth and exalted himself above all that is called God, or that is worshipped, so that he as God sitteth in the temple of God, showing himself that he is God. All right, and hey, you know, going back into this antichrist system and everything else like that. First of all, it's a system, all right, not just one individual. But look at this system of Esau, man. Everything he tell you, hey, America this, America that, America's all these things and everything else like that. Hey, but see, you know, if you know about going outside of the country, a lot of you Americans go outside of the country to some of these poor countries and things like that, and you eat the food, and guess what? Your ass gets sick. Why you get sick? Is it because the food's fucked up? Nah, because you've been eating fake-ass fruits and vegetables over here your whole life, right? And when you go over there and you eat some real fruits and vegetables, this shit's too potent for you, and you wind up getting sick off of it, man. You would think that you would have all the best stuff here in America, but in reality, you really don't. All right, there's certain things that's killing off Jake is out here because what we have the how do I put it? We have the so-called luxury and the riches to be able to have all these things, man. All right, you know, but hey, this is what the devil wound up doing to us, man. All right. It says, verse 5, remember ye not that when I was yet with you, I told you these things, and you now know what withholdeth, and that he might be revealed in his time. For the mystery of iniquity doth already work, only he who now letteth will let until he be taken out of the way. And Then shall that wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming. And again, that's, the men of the Lord on the highways and the byways, right? Even him whose coming is after the working of Satan with all power and signs and lying wonders, that pseudoscience, right? He that came up with the so-called pseudoscience, the FDA, it's FDA approved. You see that FDA approved, you think you can trust it, man. Or not realizing that they sit here and create these organizations, right, just to sit there and put a stamp on there, a stamp of quote-unquote approval, so you trust into these things, not realizing, like, nigga, we just a group that sit here and so-called say that this is so-called legitimate and everything else like that, man. We just put this here stamp on it just to show it's legitimate so we can make more money off of it, so you would trust this instead of trusting that's over there, man. Oh, these pills are FDA approved, but that holistic guy that's over there telling you about this holistic healing, we don't know if we can trust that. Like, trust the herbs and shit? We got this from the grocery store, so what you're telling me is that if I take the herbs from the grocery store that I'm supposed to be eating and cooking with, that it's fine to eat and cook with it, but then if I was to sit here and take the herbs from the grocery store and I was supposed to use it as medicine, then it's something bad. So when you look into these things, you see that Esau, is showing himself that he is God, man. All right, putting himself into their position. But now he's all being exposed for who he really is, all right? It says, verse 9 again, even him whose coming is after the working of Satan with all power and signs and lying wonders. Again, going into that pseudoscience, man. Because he would tell you, what is that, Darwinism, all these different things. And I tell folks all the time, like, look, man, the smarter that people get into whatever field that they work in, they know that there's a higher power, man. All right, people who sit here and look into, let's say, I was watching a documentary the other day about Noah and the flood and things like that. When they talk about the different levels of the dirt and everything else like that, and all these different things and all these different animals and everything that was down there and everything else like that, man, they would say, hey, look, there was no sign of no evolution. All these animals was all here. They was all complex from the very beginning. When you look at these things, you see it's like, hey, on a layman's terms, people would say, oh, no, we evolved from this and we evolved from that. But people who really study archaeology and things like that, they would tell you, nah, this shit's been around for a long time. All right, you look at the different layers inside the dirt and everything else like that, you like, look, they from the very top to the very bottom, man. The bigger shit is at the bottom, and the lighter shit is at the top, all because of in the flood, man. All right, you go out to the water right now, and you go and throw a leaf in the water versus throwing a rock in the water. What's going to happen? The heavier object is going to sink, whereas the lighter object is going to either be at the top floating, or it's going to be, it's going to take a lot longer for it to sink to the bottom than, you throwing a rock in there, man. All right, but this is what Esau wanted, leading our people astray with these things. And our people believe in him, man. Our people put our trust into this man from the very beginning, man. All right. It says, even him whose coming is after the working of Satan, with all signs and lying wonders and all deceivableness of unrighteousness in them that perish, because they receive not the love of the truth, that they might be saved. And so, hey, you have going back into the Matrix, man. Those people that decide to take the blue pill and stay in that blue pill state, all right, and stay into that mindset, all right, guess what, man? They're wind up gonna be, deceived by this here man. All right, going back all the way to the beginning, man. You got people that still out here eating McDonald's. Hey, man, look, bro, we might not even want to try to, at this point in time in the game, bro, the truth ain't for you, bro. If you still over here arguing about eating McDonald's, what's wrong with eating McDonald's? You just a hater and this and that. Like, bro, you don't see the type of people that be coming back from eating that shit, man. All right, you don't see the health status of these people and everything else like that, but you want to sit here and keep eating this shit, man. All right, you don't think, oh, it's fast and it's convenient. Yeah, but, I mean, the things is really worth it take time. All right, but, you're dealing with these people, man. All right, these are the people that's so-called blinded by the God of this here world, man. That's under the gods of Esau out here, man. All right, but, hey, this truth is for what? The elect, man. The elect is waking up out here, man. The elect is seeing all these things. And, I didn't quite get into some of these other scriptures. I'm going to close out here shortly, but I didn't get into quite a bit of these scriptures. Lord will, I'll probably do a separate lesson on it. But going into this here anti-Hamashiach or anti-Christ system, man, everything we got going on now is different from what the Lord set up, man. The Lord set up, the fruits and the vegetables that had their seeds inside of them. What did Esau give you? Seedless every damn thing, man. And you don't have no idea that certain foods were supposed to have seeds in there to begin with. All right, everything is supposed to have a seed that's bearing on the inside. But what did Esau do? Well, we got seedless everything now, right? And he made man and woman. All right, the Most High created man and woman. All right, well, Esau gave you, 1,000 different genders out here, man. All right, Esau tell you to be fruitful and multiply. Esau give you contraceptives and birth control and things like that, man. All right, but yet and still, hey, this is, or the Lord say, keep my commandments. How does it go? The whole duty of man is to fear the Most High and keep his commandments, right? But what does Esau tell you? Oh, there ain't no God, man. All right, hey, we are gods. All right, all these different things. Hey, you know, you wicked if you believe in God. If you have a moral compass and everything, you actually wicked out here, man. So, hey, everything that Esau has been, you know, since he's got it in the power and the control, what did he wind up doing? Turning everything against what the Most High has set up. All right, if Yahushua was on the earth, how you think he would be running his kingdom versus how Esau is running his kingdom? Right? It's easy to see. Everything that Esau is doing would be the complete opposite of that. Because Esau wanted doing what? Doing the complete opposite of what the Most High has set up from the very beginning. All right, and yet still look at what the results of these things are, man. People out here dumb as hell, man. They have no wisdom, no knowledge. They out here just killing themselves, man. Paying, you know, X amount of dollars every day to go eat that goddamn McDonald's, man. I gotta stop at McDonald's every morning, go get my little food, and wondering why they having health issues and things like that. I gotta get my McDonald's. I gotta get my McDonald's, man. All right, hey, but look at where this nigga is leading you, man. Leading you down to the pits of hell, man. Leading you down to death and destruction, man. All right, no way out. And then you try to ask questions. You try to get the truth about some of these things, and guess what? Esau will sit there and make you out to be something wicked, man. All right, you can't ask these questions. This is misinformation. Don't look into these things and don't go into these things. Follow our narrative, man. All right, you try to go against Dr. F boy, and they be like, oh, this is medical misinformation and everything. Not realizing this nigga getting paid off on these things, man. All right, this nigga's working with the establishment for this here purpose, man. But yet and still, the way our people look at this guy, they look at him as their God, man. They look at him as he's righteous, righteous, man. All right, so hey, this is going into, that so-called antichrist system, man, or the anti-Hamashiach system. Look at where we at right about now, man. All right, what is it that they push and promote in this society, all right, that is of the Lord, man? Now, sometimes they'll tell you on a light level, go to church, believe in God and everything, but what church do they want you to go to? Do they want you to go to a church where they're teaching you an Israelite and calling the name of Yahweh and Yahushua? Nah, they say that we're hate groups. But you can go inside of these damn churches where they're going to never tell you the name of the Lord, never really go into anything that the Lord wants you to do, and then they'll say that that's where you need to be going. Those are the people you need to be going to go listen to. Just think about that, man. Somebody that's leading you astray, they say is righteous, but the people that's telling you the truth, they wicked. All right? But yet and still, hey, our people fall for it every damn day. All right? But I'm going to go ahead and close out with that. Lord willing, the elect was edified with this here lesson. Until next time, I say, call halal Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushua, Bahashem Rakakudash. Double honor to the apostles and elders, a great millstone that taught us this truth and that rule well. And citation, much love for you, I can push this truth and sincerity over the four corners of the earth and enduring afflictions to feed, edify the elect. Until next time, I say, stay strong, shalom.